Welcome back to the Riyadh Masters group stage as we move on from our EG Spirit series into TALON against Tundra. A bit of alliteration there as we head into some great Dota 2, Waga.
Yeah, this should be very exciting here as we get to see Tundra, of course, very capable of doing a lot of different strategies and different gameplay, top-level team going up against Talon, who also have some great players on their sides, and this should be a good battle here. I'm excited to see what both teams are going to bring to the table. Are we going to see 9 mixed up with some of the mid-heroes? Are we going to see some experimenting? Will the draft look, sort of ordinary, or will we see curveballs the way we saw in the previous series that we just had, where EG came with a little bit of a surprise in the way they drafted?
Yeah, tons of stuff you can do. I mean, Tundra, it's felt like they've been quite consistent since winning TI, still getting top level results, going into Dream League, the majors, coming third at Bali, which Talon didn't compete at, but Talon, they've been, I don't know, a little inconsistent, I want to say. Looking back, they were third at Lima Major, but then doing well in their own region, not showing up at Bali. Berlin Major and Dream League Season 19 weren't great for them. Then they hit 4th place in Dream League Season 20. So they show they can post great results against top-tier teams. It feels like it's about hitting their rhythm, really.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's about having a patch that favors you, perhaps, or having a style that fits for the current patch as well, and how you're performing so far. They're one series up here in the group stages. I believe is their current result as they played against Team Secret and went 2-0. So they managed to get a clean win in their previous game. Them and BetBoom are the only ones who are sitting at 2 points right now in Group B. So we'll see here if they can take another point or two here up against Tundra, how it's going to go. We're heading into the draft here, so we'll see exactly what approach the teams are going to go for.
Yeah, find out what those priorities are, because we see these shift up all the time, team dependent, patch dependent, and what you're aiming for yourselves. And it still feels like these, Enigma, Timbersaw, Broodmother, Chen, Undying are kind of the big ones for me, looking at those first phase bans. But Talon have been banning out, Monkey King, Bloodseeker, and Chantress can slip in there as well.
Yeah, it's, going to be a Darkseer as well. First phase ban here. Definitely a hero that 33 can be quite obnoxious if he gets his hands on. I always feel like 33 and Saksa, they have such a strong offlane duo. The two of them really know how to, pester the enemy safe laner as much as possible. And that's usually a feeling you have. If you play against an opponent in Dota and they're annoying you, then they're playing good Dota. That's basically high praise, like an annoying player. A lot of players in interviews will say this too, like, I hate playing against that guy. He's just annoying. He does little things.
It's like no matter what we pick, how we play, it's just there's no solution to this irritants constantly coming our way. Yeah, I mean, I remember a Skitter interview talking about Saxa as well. He's getting a little upset that Saxa's stealing all of his heroes. This position 4 Saxa guy, he's taking up, Slark and stuff like that. Ember Spirit, Batrider, all these kind of wonky position 4s that really are very annoying in the laning stage.
Yeah, he likes playing heroes that can high harass in laning stage usually. We see the target bans here on 33, quite common against Tundra. A lot of teams do this. They're banning out the Doom as well as the Darkseer. So we'll see if Tundra decide to go for a first phase pick for 33. A lot of times they don't. A lot of times they wait to the second phase still, letting teams keep exhausting their bans against him. Yeah, I was going to say Saksa, his laning heroes that he plays, tons of them are just so high harass. Like, you play those Hoodwinks, the Miranas,
the Techies.
Techies, of course. I guess everyone hopped on that after a while, though.
I guess Techies hit a little bit with a nerf stick. Not as popular as he was just a month ago. We'll see where they head. And yeah, you're right. We could see like an Enigma first pick here that, Tundra flex later on for a 3-3 grab later on down the line. But then we could also see these Visage and Lycans be literally last picked for them. As it is Talon to first pick with Undying in the pool. That could be a solid option, but it's Enigma that is the first pick.
Okay, so open up with the Enigma. Definitely a hero that a lot of teams are prioritizing very highly. Wouldn't be surprised to see Tundra respond with the Undying still into that, since Undying pairs pretty well against Enigma. You can get the Shard, and then you can save someone during Black Hole even with the Tombstone grab. And Tombstone in general does pretty well against the Eidolons and Enigmas. Overall positioning is hard to get a blink off when the zombies are on you.
Give me that gyro again. Give me the old Parker gyro we saw the other day.
Oh, wouldn't surprise me, actually. I mean, Tundra definitely have run carry gyro in the past. It's certainly a hero that we might see here as Skeeter plays a very good gyrocopter.
He sure does. Well, Pango, Batrider first up, so this could be the Saxa Bat position 4, could be mid, Pango flexible, keeping things open. But I don't know about you, probably looking at 9 Pango, Saxa Bat.
Yeah, most likely. 9 plays a really strong Pango as well, but 9 is also very sneaky of a mid player. He likes, baiting people and then taking something else. So we're gonna see the Queen of Pain here. The Koto Classic, actually.
Yeah, one of those heroes you really rose to fame on. Usually a response to the bat mid when you kind of know it's a bat mid, but this keeps their options open, maybe forces that bat into the 4 guaranteed.
Yeah, this is, this is also a spot where you could consider being sneaky and do like +3 Pango, +4 Batrider, and give 9 the chance to counterpick some weird 9 hero on the mid lane, bring out some random like Witch Doctor or whatever on the mid lane against the Queen and just win.
Is that the matchup? Witch Doctor against Quap? That's the
Witch Doctor wins against Queen. Yeah, she does.
the only person on the planet.
I've actually played this matchup with 9.
Of course you have.
Yeah, it's actually nearly unplayable for Queen because you skill the heal. You get Maledict, you get heal, and it's very difficult to play the lane for Queen.
Your dagger does nothing.
Yeah, and just by standing, within the heal aura at all, if you get maledicted, you can't keep trading hits. You have to back out of the heal aura, or you just absolutely get destroyed. And it sounds weird, but that's the kind of stuff 9 brings to the table. He has a lot of understanding to these strange mid heroes that can sometimes be good. He's played his Caudal mid was, kind of famous after a while. People started doing it, more people than just him, but he played that. He played Oracle mid. He played, Witch Doctor's mid. He's done a lot of weird stuff. And I'm hoping that we get to see something like that. Queen is punishable.
Yeah, the Rubik mid could come out as well. Lots of options.
I mean, they're against Enigma, so it would almost be surprising to see Rubik not get banned here in the second phase by Talon.
Yeah, having instant disable against Quap, the steal against Enigma, Fade Bolt against Eidolons just in the lane.
They banned Silencer and Naga, though, so they already covered their bases a bit there. I think Rubik is maybe on the chopping block there for the ban as well. Tundra, on the other hand, going to ban out the Tiny. Also got rid of Morphling.
Yeah, I mean, Tiny, one of Q's real prime heroes, and then during the Barley Major, we saw the resurgence of Tiny Enigma lane in particular. Those toss back into Eidolons, very strong lane to play into.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, tossing into Eidolons is good, and then later on you just have so much potential. You can sometimes give a little lift to Enigma to get him closer into the fights, toss him in. You can toss people towards the black hole. There's a lot of nice interactions. I think the 2 heroes work really well. You also get the 1 melee, 1 range, very natural laning stage.
And then it can be super annoying playing a Pango into Tiny as well. The avalanche, like multi-stun instances, stopping your roll, gets real irritating. It's all round a good sound ban, and there's the Visage removal.
Okay, so they're not getting rid of the Rubik here, prioritizing instead to not play against Visage. So they're really thinking that this is a mid Pango for sure. Not expecting this to be a double offlane possibly from Tundra. I mean, Pango offlane isn't very common. It's definitely not. It can be played, but it's not so oppressive.
Yeah, it feels like the only player I've seen in recent times has been Sacred, picking up that offlane Pango, because that was one of his key heroes. Really has been a mid lane special hero for the majority of the past couple of years.
He benefits too much from bottle and rune control, is the thing.
Yeah.
He has so much mana requirements, so playing him on offlane is very complicated, since you can get Vanguard for sustainability, but if you don't have mana to keep spamming spells, what point is it to have a Vanguard, and why not just be an Axe or something else at that point?
Oh, this looks familiar. We've got Bat, Timber, and Pango. Our last series was full of these heroes being very annoying to deal with.
Definitely, we saw what the monster of collapsed Timber. He just we looked at the stats after the game. He actually did more damage than the entire enemy core trio combined. That was a fantastic game of Timber. We'll see if Talon have a better reaction to it here, if they can counter it a little bit nicer.
I mean, maybe not as a freer game as that last one. He's against Quap and Enigma with some pure damage, quite a lot of burst.
True. Both heroes adding pure damage is really key. Having the capability to burst them. And there we go. They respond a little bit more with Monkey King, a hero that does well against Timber. It doesn't automatically win or anything. You can still just, avoid skilling up your E on Timber and go for a max QW build and burst the Monkey. But it's a good matchup nonetheless.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and in your mind, does this now move Enigma into the position 3 role, or are you happy with Enigma Monkey King against the Timber Bat?
I think you can play Enigma Monkey for sure. If that's what they prefer to do, they can definitely go for it here. I think you can throw it towards the offlane as well. It comes down a little bit towards what they want to pick as their 4th hero here. I assume they're going to pick their pos 4 hero. Yeah. Well, I mean, that looks really good with Enigma, though. You could do Enigma Spirit Breaker on the offlane, but ultimately the question is: are they gonna last pick a pos 5 here, or is it gonna be a last pick for the offlane?
And Jab's gonna pick up a carry.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see this Spirit Breaker too. The Spirit Breaker against Batrider is very good. Good against Timbersaw, good against Pango. This is a great Spirit Breaker game, and I think that hero is still very good, even though teams are not rating him as highly anymore. I believe a lot of that comes down to the mid to late game where people just learned to buy Nullifier against this hero. Get rid of Bulldoze, get rid of the possibility for him to save himself, and you just slow him with every auto attack. It's one of the big reasons why the hero is not as popular.
Yeah, and potentially giving even more credence to that Rubik pick we talked about. Good against Enigma, got instant lift against the charge. Batrider has a bit of a way to play around with that Flame Break to push Spirit Breaker away, but yeah, you're right. The Nether Strike into Pango and Timbersaw really can hurt Tundra here.
Yeah, they need to get something here that, solidifies the draft a little bit on the side of Tundra. If it's going to be a mid Pango and it's going to be a Timbersaw offlane most likely, then what sort of approach are you going to have against this Monkey King? Are you going to maybe go for a Slark approach here, where you can protect against the Wukong's command? You're gonna start by going for a Clockwork. Definitely not a bad hero to have against both Monkey and Enigma. You can provide some vision into that Fog War, find people on the tree lines. You can also just stop the Black Hole even if he has BKB, so very useful for many different reasons here.
10 seconds remaining.
I give a ton of catch. Bat and Clockwork both can really unlock the potential of Timber and Pango to dish out that damage in the mid game. Tons of ways to get on top of people.
Yeah. This makes me think that they want to go for some form of a ranged carry, because this is looking very likely now. Like, that's just going to be a pos 5 Clockwork, and then they have, Bat Timber most likely laning together, Pango in the mid lane.
Gyro.
Something could change, though. Something could change. Who knows? There could be a curveball in here already.
Yeah, like carry Batrider.
I think Skeeter is not the one who flexes way too much on them, but who knows? I mean, I could totally see Clockwork be a mid hero for 9 as well, definitely playable. But I don't think that's what is going to happen here.
Yeah, then last pick for Talon. We've got our mid Quap, safe lane Monkey, support Spirit Breaker in one of those roles. Enigma's still flexed. Offlane hero, last pick for them. I guess Tundra's just going to cover bases, like ban out one support, one offlane or something.
Maybe. We'll see what they are most worried about. They actually think that it's a pos 5 that's missing right now. So they think it's Enigma and Spirit Breaker, which I agree, that would be a very strong lane. So it's quite possible there's just the last pick, pos 5. Undying somehow making it all the way to the very end here, not getting picked up. Still very strong hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Give me a Jab's Pudge or something.
5 seconds remaining.
Something real spicy.
The Pudge sitting in a tree line, just hooking.
Oh. No
Gyrocopter gets
gyro.
banned. Talon, they did their homework, they've seen what happened to Enigmas who don't ban Gyrocopter earlier in this tournament. It can be very problematic to deal with once he gets that Aghanims, gets a Divine Rapier, gets an Aeon Disc, gets a few items. At some point, you black hole him, and then what?
He just side guns you down.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you
smart.
can still see Skitter grab, the Drow Ranger or something, one of these ranged carries. The DK
totally.
is like technically a ranged carry as well.
They do have really good frontline already. There's like so many heroes who go in first. There's Batrider is like semi frontliner. Pango goes in, Timber goes in, Clock goes in. They need someone sitting at the back doing tremendous damage. At the same time, you probably don't want to pick something too susceptible to the Spirit Breaker, Monkey ganks, getting jumped by Queen. So they want to find that hero that's survivable enough to not get jumped and die, but also has damage enough to abuse the fact that you have so many frontliners in a team fight.
So Medusa's out of the conversation because she's too slow in damage output.
I mean, I don't love her here. She would be okay because Midnight Pulse doesn't actually hurt Medusa. That's a nice little interaction. Does like no damage. But yeah, they do get more information before they make their choice. So ultimately, Tundra don't have to stress too much. They just need to prepare some options in their mind right now and see what Talon are going to go with. What +5 is it going to be? And then they can sort of finalize. I mean, there's still possibility to go for... I was going to say... Yeah, I was going to say Venom maybe, but the Rubik even is still there.
Yeah, they take it. That's a number of decent spells to steal. What does this mean then? So Spirit Breaker Enigma, you said, is already a strong lane. That leaves Monkey with Rubik, so he'll have that telekinesis to stop Timber Chain, keep Monkey on top of him. If we don't see these lane swaps from Tundra.
Yeah, looks pretty nice. Looks standard, but it's not some absurdly strong lane that they have, the Rubik Monkey. It's alright. Can definitely find kills if Spirit Breaker comes through the portal, though, with a nice little charge. Then that's when kills can start happening. You gotta look for those early movements in a game like this.
And whenever I watch Tundra draft, I just feel out of my depth. Like the levels that they're playing on, Aoi coaching them, snaking with the big brains, 9 and 3-3 with these wild picks. They do go back for the Medusa in the very end. Ticks the box of being survivable against the Spirit Breaker ganks, doesn't care against Enigma, like you said.
Yeah, she can just itemize really aggressively as well and get tons of damage built. Like, it's not like Medusa can't deal very high damage. If you go for the Manta into Butterfly build, he can then even think... I mean, obviously you want to go for an Eye of Skadi, but you can think to go towards something like a Nullifier against the Monkey King and the Spirit Breaker as well, to just be able to dispel them. Or you can go straight into a Daedalus for even more damage. So many options here for how they want to play this. Overall, though, I think I would say Tundra's lineup is a little bit complicated to play against the Wukong's command and the Black Hole here, because you have so many heroes who want to play on the front line.
Yeah, I'm just looking back to see how often they've played Timber. 3-3's played it a couple of times in the past month. They've swapped it over to 9 a couple of times at the Barley Major as well, but some good victories with the Timber Saw at the Barley Major. Looked solid for them for Tundra. We'll see how it goes here, because previous series we got to witness the collapsed Timber Saw, which absolutely took over Game 2 against EG. We'll find out if 3-3 can have a similar storyline here in Game 1 against Talon. Of course, this is day 1 of the main group stage for the Riyadh Masters. If you're just tuning in, we've had some play-ins, we've had playoffs, we've had all sorts of grand games coming into this big old event.
Yeah, and can't wait to go and see what these teams are going to be doing here. We had a little bit of a disconnect from Jabs, which is probably why game is still not quite starting up yet. But seems like he's back, reconnected now, so we'll probably get underway in just a second here.
So how do you see the first few minutes going with these lanes?
I mean, the Enigma can be very annoying to deal with in the early game, since he pulls the lane back a lot. I think there's going to be heavy contest on blocking camps. Whenever you pick Enigma, you want to stop the opponent from pulling, so you can hold that creep wave back. So that puts more stress on your support to go out there and really fight for those sentries, fight for the D-wards. But I think I'm going to try and keep a bit of a close eye on mid lane here as well, because it looks like a lane where you can have a lot of outplay. Queen of Pain generally has a lot of mechanical room for showing off your skill, and of course Mikoto, he is a fantastic Queen player, but at the same time he's going up against 9 on his Pango, who enjoys playing a lot, so keep a close eye on that.
Yeah, absolutely. See what magic they've got up their sleeves. Looks like Makoto is going to be out to lane first, get his ward down before Tundra get near. He's gone off. Yeah, across the other side of the river. Gets it quite deep. I don't think I've seen that ward too often.
Which ward are you talking about?
The Quap Radiant ward placed where Skitter is right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird ward, but it gives him really nice vision into, if he goes for Bounty Rune. The lane vision is actually that nice, because the trees are obviously blocking a lot of it. So you can't really use it that much to pull aggro high ground. But it's a sneaky ward.
It's going to see that smoke. Tundra with a late smoke 30 seconds before the horn sounds. Lots of pings coming out. They're prepping for top runes and bottom runes. Timber and Bot are down south. 3 of them rotating up top. Snaking sees Jabs and Q. Makoto comes in. Tundra just going to waddle back to their high ground.
They're still trying to contest this. They have Clockwork Field kind of strong, but I think Talon are stronger here. They have a lot of heroes. They got the numbers.
First hit bash, but 9. The 3-man shield crash, very tanky. 3-3 grabs one of the runes, but Q and 23 Gonna grab another couple. So in the end, 2 for 2, I believe, as Skitter does take the 4th on the map. 23 being forced back with 3 stacks of napalm on him already and a blood grenade chucked at him. A lot of damage over time. But blood grenade doesn't work with the sticky napalm anymore, right?
No, not as far as I know. I mean, it sounds like it would be too strong. I would have to try that in demo mode, but yeah, I don't believe that it does. What's the tick damage on it? It looked like it did a lot of damage, though. Tick damage on it is 15. Actually, it might have worked, because it looks like it took a lot of damage, and Saxa using it there. I'll have to test that out. I don't play Batrider, really.
I feel like I remember someone else saying that it worked for like the first day of the patch when blood grenades got added, and then Valve were like, nah, that's not allowed. It's a bit illegal.
I think that it was fixed, that it worked, but it also looked like he took so much damage there on Monkey King, so I'll keep an eye on it, because he has one more. I'll let you know if it does or doesn't work.
Good stuff. Yeah, Ollie, trading hits with him right now. Fade bot into Saxa, just try and keep him away from the Monkey King. You can have that nice natural 1v1 against the Timbersaw, which Monkey King's going to feel okay about with the Jingus being built up. Jabs up at top, getting bullied back by Snaking. Tundra, looks like they've actually been able to hold their wave in a pretty decent spot, even against this Enigma.
Yeah, for now, lane is in a nice position, but they do have those extra creeps, so it is going to push in, especially with the extra Eidolons coming in here. So eventually lane is going to start to push, but they haven't gone the D ward yet on their pull camp. Looking towards Clockwork, he is not buying a sentry either, so they're not going to have their pull on top. And that, against Enigma, is a pretty worrisome thing for me. I think that sets up Talon to have a pretty good time on top lane.
Let's keep dragging that back. Large camp all blocked up.
Yeah, blocking both big and small camp is a play that's really nice for Enigma. Bottom.
3-3, trying to trade. 23 does die in the end to that blood grenade, I believe. Saxa gets the kill. 2 for 1 trade out, though. Talon feel comfortable down there, even with losing the Monkey King. Snakekin taking the Malefice and the bashes out of the Spirit Breaker. Chips away at the Clockwork. Send him out of the lane, so now Medusa's left alone.
And she's already half mana. Like, she's not really dangerously low, but not high enough mana that she can like fight for these CS alone. They're gonna pull back onto the range creeps and try to power deny her here. Medusa doesn't have much help from her Clockwork anymore, as he doesn't have too much resources.
Tower regen, please kick in, top me up. Use every little thing you can.
That's the thing to note about Medusa. She doesn't actually benefit from being under tower herself. Like Clockwork, of course, gets his HP, like you mentioned there, but Medusa, a lot of carries are happy to be under tower. Medusa doesn't actually get that much for it.
Where's the tower mana regen for us? Where's the free Bassie?
Oh boy, that would be something.
Mid lane, 15-5 for the Queen of Pain. 9 starting to slip behind a little bit. 11 and 2 for the Pango. While up at top, Sneaking, going in there with a battery assault and the cogs onto Q. A charge and a blood grenade ready. Gonna get chucked at the Clockwork. Let's see if we can get some RNG luck here. That's 17%. Charge on cooldown for 10 seconds. Just gonna let Snaking back up and get the bounty.
No proc yet. He does take the top rune, so making sure that there's not going to be any water refill for Queen if she wants to walk over there.
Oh, charge into mid. Q's coming in here. Half HP on 9. Shield crash already used, but under tower, not a safe advance for the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, this mid lane is starting to really go south. Pango is holding on, but once you get level 3 on the Shadow Strike, the lane is almost over, and you need to start doing something to try and help, especially with the rune control now. Top rune going to go the way of Radiant. And that means 9 is going to be a thirsty Pango.
Nothing to refill. Oh, there we go. Clockwork, thank you.
Yeah.
Come in and refill my bottle.
Fixed.
Saxa, courier hunting. Oh, Rubik. After a little bit of miss micro there. Loses his boots for a bit. At least he didn't drop the item like Yatoro did earlier on.
Yeah. He seemed to get rid of it.
Blades of Attack got denied out.
Oof. That is costly.
9, crashing into Makoto. Trying to trade back with a swashbuckle. Every time he moves forward, he's taking so much damage, and now they know Swash and Crash on cooldown. This opens things up for Ollie to rotate in, lift him up, force the Fairy Fire. One more touch, he's bottling through with the tower regen on him. He's surviving through the Shadow Strike. Wait, Spirit Breaker charging him from across the map. Here he comes.
Oh boy.
A big mad cow. He's on your tail. 9.
He's
TP
only
from
level
Saxa.
2 though. I don't think he has this.
Oh, Flame Break's there to cancel him, stop him in his tracks under tier 2. He's going to get burnt down and killed. 9 swipes in with a swashbuckle.
Good read coming in. I think the reward may have seen the Spirit Breaker, but it doesn't provide that much high vision. I'm not sure it saw him. I think that was just a read. They knew that it was coming.
Yeah, Skitter or Snaking making the call. Spirit Breaker's missing. Little pull there from the Clockwork. Dragged away by the Enigma. 22 and 12 for Jabs. And in fact, top 3 last hitters, all Talon heroes. Laning stage going very well for them. You add in the denies as well. An oppressive start from them, so we need these rotations from 9 at level 5 to come into this bottom lane. Found a strike out from 23, but they've claimed it.
23 just so close to the tower there, really kind of asking to get ganked. He did have, you know, a friend on his lane, but that friend disappeared, and suddenly you're just way out of position. It does leave mid tower open, and with a little bit of creep manipulation, Mikoto gets the creep wave under tower as early as possible.
I don't know, who expects a level 5 Pango to be rotating?
Yeah, but that's the thing, against Shadow Strike, a lot of melee heroes do not want to stay mid. Look at this, level 3 Shadow Strike is very, very painful. You can't really do much in that lane. A charge coming top just to bother Medusa here, but bottom? I think he kind of low.
Simbasaur trying to chase him, breaking down some trees. Saxa 3-3, going to drag the wave. A Snaking comes through the twin gate. Coming behind this tier 1 tower. And they've got a catapult there as well to play with, so quite a lot of tower damage coming here. Talon, they're the ones being forced to make a move. You know, they've got options. Do we come and defend? Do we just leave it?
So nice seeing his courier come through the portal. Clockwork's courier sneaking down there.
Off he pops. A bit of a holiday. Yeah, Monkey King just going to keep jumping over the treetops. Doesn't feel comfortable here at all.
He's not touching creeps at all, and I think he's out of position now. I think he's going to go down.
Yeah, looks like he's probably going to die. Blood Grenade, sticky napalm. Tries the Boundless Strike to stop them. But 3 heroes from Tundra all here. We can see on the map, Spirit Breaker was waiting for the Wisdom Rune, so he didn't want to get involved. Now they're relying on this Queen of Pain rotation to get a kill on Snaking, but trading a carry for a pos 5 feels pretty bad when Talon, you know, feeling like they're winning the lanes, but they're the ones reacting to Tundra's moves.
Yeah, pretty painful as well to go down there after hiding for so long on Monkey King. That's the thing, you played safe, and then you still died. So he wasn't really farming, wasn't really doing anything, and then he still goes down in the end. That's the worst kind of death as a carry. If you die when you're like being greedy and farming, like his first death, that's fine, you know, at least I got something. But that second one really cost him quite a bit. He TP's mid, we see a rotation towards top here. Queen joining in, they want to get this kill.
Yeah,
like
and they've already shut down this Medusa quite a bit. Pretty low on the net worth along with the Pango, and if they get this black hole in, they can get the kill. They don't even need it. Oh, that's a Sonic Wave screaming over the dead corpse of the Medusa.
Listen, it's hard to predict if Medusa dies or not when she doesn't have any mana anymore, because, like, how
she's full HP!
Yeah, she was dying from Malefice ticks. Like, he wasn't sure that a Malefice tick is going to bring him down there, but, yeah, he was dead.
Not too quick at pushing the tower, though. No catapult means it's a slow, arduous slog to bring down objectives. They'll ditch on that top lane. Again, just come back, try and react to what Tundra are doing. Trying to alleviate that pressure on the side lanes by bringing 4 heroes mid, hunting 23.
No.
Rocket Flare Scouts gives the vision, 23 stuck in the cogs. Yeah, you get a 3-man Boundless, but you're being crashed upon by this 9 Pangolier. A charge across towards Saxa now as Jabs comes in to try and play. The Rolling Thunder with a shield rune on 9 makes him very difficult to deal with. They snipe out the Clockwork. Ollie will try and chase back 9 here, but he's swashbuckled away.
Yeah, they tried with a pre-click lift before he comes out of the Rolling Thunder, and then it lifts him immediately when it ends, but not enough lockdown there to try and bring him down. Big stacks over here for Medusa to rotate towards. Might want to push 1 creep wave mid and then go and farm that. Off now, we see a dive.
There we go with the black hole. Spirit Breaker.
Oh, he bashed him out of the black hole.
He bashed him out of the black hole. 9, is he still going to die here? Oh, he's popped his 1, surviving in the tree lines. He's out of there. He's actually skirted away from the aggression. Snaking just going to run into the midst of this aggressive line from Talon, give his life to save his Pango.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely an unfortunate thing there happening from Q. And Jab's probably not too happy. He's like, I have the Pango, dude. Did you have to punch him out of my black hole? Not even light can escape me. What hope have you until Spirit Breaker shows up?
70%.
Plenty of hope, apparently. Yeah, 70% chance.
Just break past the event horizon, get back into real space.
Oh, that really would change Interstellar a lot if you could just have a Spirit Breaker.
Oh, we've got plenty of heroes to do that, right? Chaos Knight, Kotal, Enigma, all messing with time and space, chasing the light and the darkness. There's Talon. Oh, he had a poke at 9 there, but the shield crash makes him very tanky when he's found 3 heroes in the midst of it.
Top, jabs, getting jump.
Ah, with this chakram on him, gonna attempt the TP and snaking. Ooh, they've got the damage, didn't even need the hook shot.
Yeah, easy kill there. Very, very, very high burst, of course, coming out from Timbersaw. This hero brings tons of pure damage. And I want to go back to something we said before this game even started, by the way. I mentioned how Tundra, they make the life of the carry so miserable. Look at 23, and look what he's doing this game. Like, he's recovering, but he has 4 deaths. He had 4 deaths minute 8 on the Monkey King, who was supposed to have a good lane. But it's just not really been safe for him.
Yeah, he's the one who's meant to be net worth by now, but instead, he's just behind a little bit. Timbersaw right up the top. 3-3 having a great old time. Yeah. Farming out a couple of stacks now as well.
Timber is just an amazing hero in the current patch, though. He's really in... Even after a minor nerf he got in the E patch, he's still in, like, you can first phase pick him, and he's going to be amazing. It doesn't really matter too much what you're up against.
Yeah, and a lot of these players got over that fad of buying Aghanim Scepter first item, right?
Yeah. I think that was a big trap.
9. Sonic Waved. Caught out by that charge and jump from Q. Finished off by Mikoto.
This time a very, very clean, quick burst. I'm not going to be able to get away from this one. But meanwhile, let's give some time for 33 actually to clear up the Ancient. So not just Medusa having a taste of that, but this Timbersaw taking a lot of farm on the map, trying to get himself to the Octarine as soon as possible.
Saxon roaming through the river. Jumps up to high ground and stops the charge. Flame Break, great tool against the Spirit Breaker. But the Arcane Rune going to get grabbed up by Q. Mikoto's going to come in and slay the bat. Tundra not really wanting to react to that. Just keep on farming.
Yeah, Tundra's game plan is pretty passive this game. Like, their heroes don't really group up and go for towers here because they're missing that tower damage hero. Whereas we see a little bit more intentions of doing that from Talon. They have the Enigma with Eidolons, they have Solar Crest. They want to be the ones to turn up the pace and play for objectives here.
And Black Hole coming off cooldown right about now. Another strike ready in 3 seconds. Green lights going up. And 23, the one that's kind of baiting Tundra in here. Wukong's command is down. Skidder getting pushed back into it. Stonegaze is out, so jabs. Oh, nice Black Hole. Beautifully placed, but the hook shot even better. Snaking cancels it, allowing Skidder to slip away. That was a real nice turn of events, but Q's going to get caught up in the chakram. Ollie attempted with a cogs push back as Mikoto goes diving. In behind the tier 1, he's lassoed up. He was chasing Skitter, looking for the easy snipe. 23 is going to try and clean up in the back lines. Mikoto jumps away, the Medusa down, but 23 trapped. In the cogs with the chakram on him. Fighting the snaking and 3-3. Oh, he mischief dodges all the damage from the Timbersaw. And now the turnaround play, but 3-3 is too strong. Burst out the Monkey King while Mikoto's still lurking in the shadows. And Timber basically 1v4ing at this point. Charging forward, trying to chain into another target, but that...
Mikoto getting away from Saksa. He's gonna get away because he got rid of the 6 stacks he had on him. Links away from Chakram. Wow, that Black Hole was so big. Look at 9 though, his position. He's thinking about going in behind here. I don't think he can.
Sneaky.
It's a bit much. Gotta respect Jabs though for the attempt there. That was a very nice play to turn around and cast the Black Hole away to the side, but Clockwork in the right place at the right time. Snake in. He had the read on the situation and what to do there.
I guess 9 was thinking, hey, 14 minutes is coming up. Maybe if I get in there, snipe out one of these low HP heroes, grab the Wisdom Rune.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to go for it, though.
We see Snaking doing the Tranquil Boots trick as well in this game. He's locking the Tranquils and unlocking them and locking them and unlocking them.
God.
It's a way to, you know, instead of dropping your Tranquils, you can just keep doing this. So even if you get hit, it doesn't matter.
The efficiency. And not many players who do that anymore.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Maelstrom trick on Windrunner, right? Buying the Mithril Hammer and getting your Maelstrom, and then you disassemble over and over until you get BKB for the Mithril Hammer instead. But it's very micro-intense. That one is even more annoying to do. The Tranquils one is pretty easy to do.
I always think of Earth Spirit players when I see this. And Milan and Pablo and stuff with the Tranquil Boots. Disassemble and reassemble. And we think back to the old days of that Axe build with Tranquils Arcane, with the old Tranquils that were activatable.
Oh yeah.
Swapping between them all the time.
Weird. top. The gank is coming. High-paced gank.
Saxo, straight onto the bat. Try to tumble away. But Talon bring the numbers. Tundra in the vicinity. 3-3. Breaking vision, looking to clear out the Eidolons. And 9 moves forward, swashes back. Jab's going to go for the TP home. Shield crash, Rolling Thunder. Ooh, 9 trying to move forward. He's not going to get the connection, though. It's just Ollie left here. As Mikoto and 23 do move back in, aiming for snaking. Raindrops pop. He's surviving, but not for too much longer. 9 trying to swipe down onto Q. Stuck in the chakram, and 3-3's cleaning up. A lot of damage from this Timber Saw as the Sonic Wave clips onto 9. Jab's trying to get there with the Malefice and the follow-through. 23 Savage will jump forward, but he's already dead. 3-3 and Saxo, this Timber and Bat, dodging away from the rest of Talon.
A little bit of a tough fight to take there for Tundra, as Talon did it really cleanly. They got the first pick off there, went in, killed Saxa on his Batrider who was showing on the lane, and this was an intended bait. They wanted to bait with the Batrider and then punish, but they were too far away, so ended up being a little bit hard to catch Talon. They ran away. Beautiful TP out there by Enigma, using the Malefice to stun the Pango so he can't roll on him.
Oh, hello. Are we going on this? Telekinesis into charge. 23 Savage setting up, and Makoto's coming in from the northwest. Skidder has that stone gaze, just hit the reset button, back up.
He's got the split shot now on Rubik. It's time to transition. You know what to do, man. Queue up the Mask of Madness right now.
By the Quelling Blade.
Your farm begins now.
Skitter. We'll go back to these stacks. Medusa sitting around 7k, along with the Pango, a little behind the Queen of Pain and the Monkey King. This Timber Sword, 10,500 net worth, 16 minutes in.
Again,
pretty good.
Another absolutely huge Timber game here with his early travels and Octarine as well. He's going to be ready to join for a lot of fights. The extra low cooldown on travels with Octarine helps a lot. So he keeps out to top lane, but soon he'll be ready to join on bottom lane if action erupts there.
Yeah, so historically we used to see like itemization as a counter to Timber. The Shivers Guard, Skadi, Spirit Vessel. Doesn't look like anyone's going for that right now. Monkey King's grabbing a Diffusal Blade. He's got it, and he's running forward to this Timber. Cancel the chain with a Boundless Strike, but the Flame Break pushes them back. Another strike there with a Black Hole from Jabs. That will grab them, and the big ticket kill on the Timber Saw was what they were looking for.
Damn, that's really nice. Not only do they get the kill on Timber, which was almost 1,200 gold for that kill alone, but they also get a bonus kill on top of it. Nothing to scoff at. Getting the kill over on Batrider as well, 600 more. Putting themselves in a really nice spot now as well to deward and take control on top. So Roche could possibly happen here before 20-minute mark when it moves back bottom.
Yeah, why do we no longer see this? Oh, hang on a second. Spirit Breaker's in a bit of trouble. 9 and Snaking pairing up to find a little snipe in that mid lane, while Skidder at bottom being focused. 23's got him stuck in the Wukong. Stone Gaze buying a little bit of space. Skidder slipping away. We've got no mana left, but the follow-through from Talon just not there to gap close on the Medusa. Slithering out of danger is 9. Rolling Thunder to turn and play aggressively. Stolen Rolling Thunder, though. Watch for Ollie. The Rubik with the green cube could come in hot here as 23 needs a bit of saving. Back up, where are you? The crash from the ball. Now the cube's not going to help him. 23's dead. We'll TP out as Ollie. Rubik gets out of there.
Good punishment there, and not losing Skeeter. The fact that he lived there, very important for them. Not going down, and instead you bring down this Monkey King again. And Monkey, 6th time that he dies now, and he's going for a Differ build as well, which is attempting to be active early, have a lot of good fights early on, and try to counter the Medusa. But this is not a farming build. So if he doesn't have good fights going for him, he's really going to struggle to transition into mid and late game, whereas Medusa obviously just hits creeps. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he even just finished off Orb of Corrosion as well. So going back into that item after Diff Blade.
Yeah, very, very fights committed, and we'll see if it works. I mean, obviously the big 5-man rotations are really strong from Talon, but these skirmishes, they're still not very clear. Pango is quite strong, the Clockwork does a lot, and Batrider has had really big impact so far, I want to say, on Saxa.
Yeah, I mean, Timber Sword doesn't have any cooldowns to worry about. Any fight is a good fight for him right now. Yeah, why do we no longer see these kind of item counters to Timber Saw? Is it too greedy for supports to be buying Spirit Vessel?
The thing is that a lot of the items are just very expensive. Cores don't really want Spirit Vessel because the only one who pretty much enjoys it is like if you play mid Invoker. So most core players don't want to have Urn or Spirit Vessel, but because it just doesn't fit that well for the hero. And Shivas and Skadi are just very late items to try and get. So the timing, I mean, you can't reasonably have one of those now. So Timber just kind of dominates early game really hard almost every game that we see him, unless he gets destroyed in lane. And this game...
I guess there was a time when we had that, mid-Cottle. I guess off-lane Veno's always a guy who likes Spirit Vessel. But even Tundra used to be buying these urns and Spirit Vessels. 3-3 loved them on his Enigma and stuff like that. But now you've got Solar Crest that's just so much nicer.
Well, the thing is that you can just go Lotus Orb, right? If it goes Lotus Orb, then your Spirit Vessel doesn't really do that much. Bottom. Nice try with a hook.
Flame Break. Inside the Wukongs, though, Saxa getting shredded by the statues. And the wraparound, Spirit Breaker charges in towards the Timber Saw. Nether Strike will bonk him back. In comes 9, the 2 cubes and balls rolling into everybody in the black hole of the Timber Saw. They'll find that kill quite simply. It's 23, and Ollie will pair up to take him down. 9's Pango trying to get out of here, but Makoto has the gap closed for days. Spirit Breaker keeps tabs on him, Pango's dead, and Snake King still being hunted. Boundless Strike into the jump forward, 23. Diff Blade slow inhibits the movement of the clockwork. Malefice and another charge coming in a second. They should be able to follow through on this. No matter the battery assault, they'll swipe into him. Verdurous Dale on the floor as well. I don't know who that belongs to, but it doesn't do anything.
That was a nice play. The Spirit Breaker cancel his charge at first there instead of, well, cancel his cast of the charge, walk closer so that he could stand in melee range to Clockwork. Then he can charge him if the bash guaranteed. Minor detail, not really important for the kill. I think he would have died anyway, but they're playing it very clean here. The execution is good. Meanwhile, on the side of Tundra, though, that start was sketch. They saw the monkey, they tried to get him, used the hook, okay, it failed. But then they keep diving in, trying to go with the Batrider onto him, and gets caught in the Wukongs, and everything just backfired from there. From that point on, the fight was not winnable, really. And that's another kill on the Timber. Very, very costly, as he, is such a big target in this game.
Yeah, I guess silver lining for Tundra is Skitter's had a bit of uninhibited farming time. Just inhabiting that top jungle. There's out a bunch of camps. Goes to a little bit more of a safer area near the outpost.
He's really not going for the hyper greedy approach though, of like Butterfly Rush. Instead going quite the opposite. Going Manta into Hurricane Pike immediately to, have a counter to the Wukong's command. Can also stop the Spirit Breaker charge with it, which is very nice. Push yourself to safety and him away. But that means you're not really scaling for a hyper DPS here on the Medusa.
Yeah, then we're going to have this back and forth of Hurricane Pike into Harpoon, which Monkey King is now aiming for. You're going to slip away. Get back here.
Just get yourself both the items, and you can control everything yourself.
All over the place. Bring back get all this Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Put people into you.
Get over here.
Exactly. Finish him. Well, 23 disassembling stuff. BKB is done.
Yeah, full BKB. So he's going for the Mage Slayer, or probably a Mage Slayer next. He's actually going for the Harpoon as well. So very possible that he goes back for another Echo Saber just to get that.
And Tormentor. Looks like Tundra. For the Chakrams, we'll make short work of it. Get a shard for Saxa. Not the best one for a position 4 Batrider.
Yeah, but it's one out of the way, sort of. It's not really impactful in this game, but that just means the next Tormentor at least can maybe give you something. You would much rather have had this on Clockwork. That would have been super good for him. Having the flying vision against the, fly around and have some vision against the Monkey King would be very useful.
And it's like next time it's going to go on Pango or Clock or Timbersaw. There's some like real big shards for them still to grab.
Queen full Ethelens plus Aghanims now, so he has that extra range as well to easily apply the Shadow Strike to a lot of heroes.
Tundra all smoked up here though. Looking for a way in. Batrider no blink, Ethelens and Windlay, so pretty speedy with a long range lasso.
Yeah. I mean the Ethelens on Batrider it's an interesting approach, but it's good, but if you had a blink dagger there, maybe that could have been a jump. Ethelen's good in certain situations, but sometimes you really wish you had that blink.
Can you cancel Black Hole with that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It also depends on how the Black Hole is cast.
Yeah.
You can cast a Black Hole right on top of yourself as Enigma, and then it will be very hard. But you can cast it far away or not.
9 out in the open. Very ballsy to go clearing that creep wave. Talon were very near. They're all gathered up around the Roche pit. 10 seconds till nighttime, so we will start wandering up through the Twin Gate, and Talon in position, ready to take it. Probably want to fight first, though, with this Black Hole, Wukong, Sonic Wave, tons of ways to battle in these small choke point areas.
So game is in a bit of a lull right now, so let's look at item timesing a bit and see what we have here. Top, of course, Roche is going to be started now, but we've got BKB coming in for Enigma. He's very close to it. Only needs about 150 extra gold here. Queen Pain obviously just finished up the Ether Lens with the Aghanims, so nothing new there. Glimmer Cape soon on the Rubik with his 4-staff. Ooh, they're charging in on Bat. They want to get a pick off before, or charging on Clock, sorry.
Yeah, they see snaking. Chain stuns. Slow him down. He'll pop the cogs. His death was inevitable, though.
Nice quick pick. I think they're just gonna go back, but looks like maybe they will try and go for tower first. Nah, it's gonna be Roche.
There's so many things that you want to get done. The creep waves to push, towers to kill, glyphs to pop, and
At the same
Roshan
time,
still...
though, both the tier 2 towers on the other sides are being pressured, so this is gonna be, you know, a potential Roche attempt here, but Tundra are getting a lot of map control for this.
Yeah, finding trades.
Oh, another big item, by the way. We have a full BKB coming out for the Spirit Breaker. Well, he has the recipe. Final component.
Oh. That's sort of that double BKB. Tons of ways to get in and out of these fights. Great way to contend with a Clockwork as well as a Spirit Breaker. It's always a painful matchup.
We're not gonna see them contest this Roche, it looks like. A little bit too late, so just farming items. The Medusa now 250 away from Butterfly. The Pango has gold for an entire Aghanims, but he changed his mind and queued up a Manta style instead.
Okay.
Doesn't want to go for the Ags. Or Lincolns even. He changed his mind again. It's gonna be a Lincolns. He bought the NFT for it, so we're going.
Can't figure out what he wants. Oh, Talon. They've got all the vision in the world, and the charge comes across onto 3-3, forcing Q to BKB quite early on. He's looking to bait them in and drag them to a fight where Enigma can jump. And they've caught snaking out, but he hookshots out. 23, the Wukong's command comes to an end with the Flame Break pushing him around. Lasso is there as Nine just crashing over the Rubik. Ollie trying to jump out with the shield crash. The Enigma has BKB'd up and Jabs is walking in. Gets out the Midnight Pulse in the Black Hole, but he only catches Clock. Skitter on the sideline is going to do a lot of damage from the right-hand side. Mikoto Monster Kill does take down Saksa, but Jabs is dead. Monkey King jumps in. 23 Savage with Mikoto here, battling into 3-3. Q can't connect with the charge. Tundra, too strong, dragging this fight out for longer and longer. Now 23 with his BKB, looking to TP home. The Chakram, the damage, it gets the kill. Skitter with a double.
Oh boy, and they bought back on Ollie as well. He bought back, TP'd bottom, portal through top, and immediately changed his mind, portal out again. He's like, nope, not joining this. Everyone is already dead, and that also means Tundra gonna get themselves that Roshan. That Black Hole, unfortunately, didn't connect. He was in a tough spot, though, because he already got lassoed and grabbed, pulled back. He struggled to find a good spot. He casted a little bit more to the right. Maybe he could have gone to Medusa and the Clockwork, but ultimately, that fight was pretty scrappy, thanks to the way Snaking managed to survive with the initial jump out. Very good hookshot to get safety on the creeps.
Yeah, it was like that full disengage, right? Tundra went concave mode. They see the Spirit Breaker, baiting, going in with the BKB charge. Okay, they're on Snaking. Everyone else literally falls back 1,000 range, making sure there's no chance for a Black Hole. Snaking gonna get jumped in the mid lane. Trying to clear out a wave there. Pops the Pavis. He's got drums and a... attempt to get out of there, but Saksa returning with a favor straight onto Q. Swipe him with a chakram damage.
Yeah, get that return kill. So even though you lose your Clockwork, you get something for it. They did commit the Pango roll, so maybe that's a little bit of a space, but at the same time, Black Hole on cooldown, I don't think that Radiant want to take any fight at all. I think Talon, they're just going to try and farm whatever they can. Only has to be careful in mid lane even.
Dota is so wild sometimes, It's felt like Talon have been the ones dictating the state of play, what's going on in these with their movements across the map, but it's Tundra who have had an okay lead for the past 10 minutes, and now it suddenly spirals into a 13,000 lead after that team fight.
I think a lot of it comes down to the carry difference, honestly, because, this Monkey King went for a fighting build, and you want to dominate the game when you go for this build, but he didn't really have a very good start at all. He has got 7 deaths now, and meanwhile, Medusa just farmed, and once she had her items, she joined the fight and was really massive. He can't fight the Medusa because of the Butterfly. He also can't really fight the Timbersaw because he's just too tanky. So the Monkey just couldn't do anything, whereas nobody can stand next to Medusa when she continuously auto-attacks. It's not that she bursts people, but she will over time, definitely destroy anyone who doesn't respect her positioning.
Yeah. Talon relying on these pretty long cooldowns. Wukong's Black Hole, Sonic Wave. If you're able to withstand that burst, use a buyback, drag the fight out. Tundra look like they're in a better spot. Out executing Talon here in the last couple of fights.
They're going for mass Lincolns here to counter out the Spirit Breaker, by the way. Very good build to make Spirit Breaker sad is to have Lincoln Sphere. They already got one on the Pango, and now Medusa also purchases Lincoln Sphere next.
Another one of those compounding items, right? We've talked about Blink Daggers, you were mentioning the Force Staffs. Every additional one of those items you have just amplifies the previous one.
Greaves, pipes, you know, the more the better. have 5 Greaves, amazing.
Man, the amount of times I'm playing support IO in my game and I see my offlaner buy a mech, I'm like, dude, I beg of you. I've already bought the chainmail. What am I meant to do with it?
And you see, he's already got more, you know. He's got the mana boots. He's on his way to Greaves.
Yeah.
You know? I'm gonna have to be the one to sell, am I not?
Yeah. Oh well. Life goes on.
It is what it is, man. And it is what it is for Talon as well, as the tier 2 top doesn't look like they want to defend it at all. Just taking time to farm. They're working on an MKB for the Monkey King. It's literally his bar. He wants it. He needs it. Somehow he still needs to pay for it. And when he has that, he can fight against Medusa. But until then, they're just going to have to give up stuff. So tier 2 gone. Tormentor. This time going to go towards snaking. So he gets that jetpack.
He pawned it. He sold it to a pawn shop.
Yeah.
He's going to try and rebuy it. Lasso. Catching all these Rubik. Straight into the damage from 9 and Skitter. Not a chance of survival. Oh, they knew, right? He bought back previously, so he's gone for a long old time.
Yeah, he's dead for 70. I mean, it's like one of those moments where even if you didn't check that he bought back or paid attention to it, you see 70 seconds dead on a support minute 31, you're like, oh yeah, you bought back. Okay, well, that sucks for you.
Now a struggle to defend high ground. Tier 3 is being broken. Skitter from the low ground. Will shift up to high and start working on these barracks. And Midnight Pulse dropped on you.
She doesn't care. Medusa doesn't really care. Actually, now she has enough HP from the Manta-style Hurricane Pike and Lincoln Sphere to have a little bit of reason to care about the Midnight Pulse, but definitely not a hero that is too bothered by this.
23 Savage being pinged out. Clears out that bottom wave. And still a bit away from MKB. Let's see if he can kick things into 5th gear here and come back and defend.
Yeah, I mean, they just realized that he's working on that MKB. They know that his timing is not yet, so they want to punish it as much as possible. Now it's completed. He TPs back immediately. Monkey wants to take a fight. They need a good Black Hole. They need a good Wukongs. Otherwise, I don't see them winning the fight. Both those abilities need to hit cleanly.
Tundra have already got what they came for. Full lane of barracks, and there's a DD rune to fall back on as well.
Yeah, they're gonna possibly pass over the bottle for Medusa. 9, yeah, you can already see turns around instead of insta-taking. It's like, here, take this, and yeah, we'll go high ground again, yeah?
Sippy sip. Fill it up. Aegis for 10 seconds.
We're just gonna time out. A little bit of a charge over to snaking here, but not gonna commit.
Nah.
They're smoking out. Lanes are okay, but it's gonna get suspicious very quickly as no hero is showing anywhere. You don't have a Manta hero to push side lanes. You don't have Chen creeps or anything. Tundra already know. Look at them. Look at them. They're all 5 together. They're saying something is sus right now. Right now, we don't see anyone. And the
Talon eventing. Talon eventing.
Yeah. They actually did see them vent.
All down bottom. Spirit Breaker shows. Well, that's where they are. We'll smoke ourselves. Off we go. Tundra 5-man. Heading into that bottom jungle. Playing into their own vision. And they'll see, yeah, the Hellbears are walking around. I know there's people somewhere in the vicinity.
The smoke is harder to avoid. They are farming under a ward, though. The Timber Chain was spotted, so they ping it out. But it's harder to know what Tundra are up to right now. They could just go on the high ground as well if they want. It's DD on Medusa. Illusion as well. Oh boy.
That is really scary.
She could use that to fix the lanes. He's going to send one to top and one to bottom. Just start pushing lanes with that. Gives more freedom to the heroes, and now they're going to go for a fight.
Saxa cut the wave bottom as well, so Talon really being hemmed in here. This net is closing around the little fishies. 9, Lincoln's popped and blinks away. Rolling Thunder going to come back towards them as the hookshot from Snaking, trapping 23 in the cogs. He's in a lot of trouble. Half health already, forced to BKB, but he's been lassoed up and the Wukongs will come to an end. Monkey King dead for 70, didn't get a chance to hit anybody. And Skitter with his DD rune charging forward towards Q. Spirit Breaker will get a little charge off to the left. He's got that Observer Ward to the creep camp. That's going to get him a bit of distance while the rest of the team are killing off all his Rubik. And 3-3 did find the Spirit Breaker in the end. Cuts him up into stakes.
23 made a mistake there at the start of that fight. He got hooked by the clockwork, but you can still keep jumping though. There's no, yeah. You could just keep jumping away, but instead he jumped down, trying to go for a BKB plus ulti, but he got bursted way too quick there, just gets brought down. I'm not sure why he didn't just keep using tree dance, unless I'm mistaken here.
I just got shocked and surprised. Oh god,
Yeah.
what's that? Didn't have time to react, huh? That's mean Tundra now, plenty of time to get back to another lane of barracks. Top lane is pushed in naturally from the creep wave, so Talon have to defend top. They've got to figure out how they want to fight Tundra right now. Pretty massive lead for this Western European squad, and they're just breaking high ground.
More stuff coming in as well. We have a full Hex now on the on the Medusa. Well, I guess she's like a Naga, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, she got the Hex, so tons more mana and also more control here. Gonna be even harder to go in. Without BKB ready on Enigma, that means it's even more challenging for him to get a Black Hole off now.
What even was her model in Dota 1? Like Slardar was like a Naga Myrmidon?
She was a form of Naga, but which one
Naga
was
Queen,
she?
Queen Queen Vash, something? My memory fails me, man.
the Queen one, right? The same as the hero that you could buy in the tavern.
Yeah, it was Vash with a J at the end. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Oh, right.
The Dota 1 knowledge still locked deep in my mind palace.
Gorgon. She honestly looked a lot like she does here. It's like very similar. Other than the fact that he has a bunch of cosmetics equipped.
Oh, Mikoto. The glyph on the creep wave allows Timber to TP in. That lasso into Rolling Thunder. The black hole from Javs. 3 caught up in it, but the damage isn't following through. Where's 23? Where's the right click? Where's the DPS? It's just non-existent. Jabs and Q on the runaway. Ollie's hidden under the Glimmer Cave. 23 now joining in to try and clear out 9. They get the kill on Pango. Wukong's out from 23 now and looking for 33. Timber's also tanky though. Now Skit is here. Big old Medusa. We'll send them back with the Stone Gaze. Tundra reset. Not bad for Talon getting that snipe on the Pangolier.
Yeah, they get something, but that cost them the buyback as well. So Mikoto now not going to have that Shivas anytime soon. Going to be hard for him to get there. And I think they're happy to just reset on Tundra. They didn't close out the game in this fight, but at the same time, they can back up. Roche going to be spawning pretty soon. So we get tier 4 items coming out now. Looks like he went with the he went with the Penta-Edged Sword on Medusa.
Fair enough. More damage.
Probably didn't have the best options then.
Probably not.
Hey, it's pretty okay when you get the uses modifiers talent if you want that. You can apply it to a lot of heroes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, chat. There's people in chat who know more. Lady Vash. That's what she was called, not Queen.
Oh, right.
That's the name we were looking for. Well, anyway, Talon coming out of their base. Trying to break out here, and Saxa breaks the tree. Brings the monkey to his knees and snaking with a great hook shot. Beautifully placed onto the two of them. 23 will try and get over the cogs. Battle back into the clockwork now. Q standing nearby with his flamethrower. Shakram Timbersaw causing them problems. They buy back clock and back.
Low ground.
23 being chased down. This Monkey King with no BKB and no survival tools. Dead for 80. The rest of Talon, tail between legs, running back to their base.
No buyback as well available for him, and now they're gonna have to defend. They do have Black Hole because they bought Refresher on Enigma, so he has Black Hole available, but no BKB though. Might not even matter, he gets jumped. Yeah, just gonna go down.
Jump straight to the base. Jabs and Q slain by the big beasts of Tundra.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the final kill as they go for a GG here. Mikoto says game is over, and indeed Tundra with a very strong game 1 here.
Incredible stuff. This Timbersaw really is going up the pecking order in terms of first phase bans. You just cannot let this hero slip through when you're against, Whisper and 33 and these guys who show such tremendous skills on it.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's showing why Timber is being first phase banned. Even if you pick Monkey King, even if you try your hardest to counter it, it's tough, man. It's just tough. The hero is too strong. Ever since it became a universal hero, his right click damage in lane is so good now with a stat build that he actually doesn't really lose. Like, he doesn't lose the way they should in certain matchups. You see some of the highlights from the game.
Yeah, just highlights of 33 running at people, putting chakrams on them. Snaking did a pretty damn good job on his clockwork as well. The amount of 2-man hook shot. causing chaos in these fights, resetting a little bit to allow the rest of his team to come in. And 23, you know, he tried his hardest, bless his little socks, but this Monkey King had a pretty torrid time through the majority of this game.
Yeah, he was a black hole. He was trying to go for the 2 hero of 9 and Clockwork, and 9 barely dodged out of it. Managed to stay himself far away from that black hole with a swashbuckle. But this fight was sort of the beginning of the end, right? This is where everything just went south.
Yeah, if you miss out on that perfect initiation, you know, the bait with the Spirit Breaker, the Blink Black Hole, and the Wukongs, you need all of these puzzle pieces to be clicking into place perfectly. And if they don't, you whiff on the 1 spell or 2. Tundra have no big cooldowns really to rely on. They just continually fight, chase you down, bring you to your knees.
Yeah, the problem I see in this game is just that they didn't have tower damage beyond like Enigma, and they also committed for like an early game fighting build on Monkey. I think if you went for more the Deso build, like build up and get your own farming speed going as well, then maybe he would be more okay with a slow game. But I feel like he went for this early diff and he was never fighting Medusa. He was just fighting Batrider, Clockwork, Timber, Batrider, Clockwork, Pango.
Yeah.
You know, it was always Batrider starting on him, Clockwork following up, and Differ doesn't really help you in that situation that much. He did get some kill from it, but he also got killed a lot.
Yeah, I mean, a solid start from Talon. Lane stage, you know, first 6-7 minutes, they were winning 3 lanes, it looked like, but that transition into mid-game, you know, this is what Tundra are unknown for, right? Don't necessarily care about the be-all and end-all of laning stage victories. We'll get that mid-game map control and team fight picking their moments very wisely, and they take game number 1 in this best of 2 against Talon. We'll find out how it develops, though. Game 2 coming up after this.
حتاكل انت تشبع وانت مستمتع وتلاقي الوجبه جايه على الاصول. واو يجيك العيش هش طالع من الاوفن والدجاج يقرمش just the way I love it. وتسوي كده وتسوي كده وتسوي كده مع الحشمه وانت تبغى راب خفيفه جيب تويستر. انا تجيب لي وجبه الزنجر بس كله يجيب اكسترا تشيز على الكرانشي تشيكن في السنتر. حطلب باكيت حطلب زنجر حطلب مايتي حطلب تويستر. جيب له باكيت جيب له زنجر جيب له الاصلي جيب له تويستر. delicious yeah
Welcome back here to the Riyadh Masters broadcast as we bring you Talon against Tundra in a game one where, well, Talon looked very good in the laning stage, but breaking out of it was a real struggle for them.
It was, yeah. They couldn't really find their groove in a good way. I think a lot of it comes back down to the Clockwork and Batrider just non-stop running in, kind of forcing either just pickoffs on supports or even winning fights. You know, like there was not much time for them to make those big moves. We saw it at some point. They managed to 5-man and go onto a big target, bait someone else to come and try and help them, and then get those pickoffs using the Black Hole, using the strength that is the Wukongs and Black Hole, these big team fighting spells. But they didn't really manage to force those engagements early on that often. And as a result, they kind of just fell behind to the Medusa. She was free farming, and at the same time, Timbersaw.
Yeah, Timbersaw. I mean, it's the big topic, right? We see this Enigma first pick. He's seen a lot of priority shifting up to this first phase ban, first phase pick, because he is so flexible. But Timbersaw kind of got left through to the second phase, 15th picked by Tundra in that game, and just again, even against Midnight Pulse, Sonic Wave, this Spirit Breaker charging on him, Rubik stealing his spells.
Monkey in the lane. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It was, on paper, they have the things that you need to shut down a Timbersaw, right? But it's very complicated right now. It's not as simple as just, we have the heroes, we can do it. Because like you alluded to in the game, Timber mainly gets countered by items. There are certain heroes that are very good against him, but generally, item counters are big. Once the Shivas comes up, once the Eye of Skadi comes up, if you have a Spirit Vessel, then he cannot heal. That's a really big thing. Orchid or silencing, hexing him, these kind of things are very useful as well. But if you don't have sufficient damage output early on, which most heroes don't, you just can't really kill him. And even Monkey King could not really battle up against him. We saw it in pretty early team fights. They were auto-attacking into a Timber, trying to bring him down, but just incapable of doing so. So I think that hero should go into first phase ban here for Talon.
Go in the bin. Get out of here. Well, I think therein lies one of Tundra's greatest strengths, having a player like 3-3, because you're afraid of his, Lycan, Beastmaster, Visage, Zoo heroes, Enigma scary in his hands. You ban out some of these, you steal them away from him, then he picks Timbersaw, and you're like, oh yeah, he can play that really well as well. It's such a sort of varied play style that he can bring to the table, and this draft becomes much more difficult for Talon to deal with. We'll see, though, how they contend with it here in Game 2. Best of 2s in the group stage, so a chance to even things out and get a draw up against Tundra here. We'll find out how it all pans out for us, though.
Yeah, we head into the draft, and Tundra themselves are going to start with banning out the Broodmother here, as they are not wanting to just grab it first pick. They have some other plan in mind. Talon now get the choice. Like you said, banning 33 heroes, usually the approach that most teams have against him. I mean, 33 is just a very, very capable player on many different heroes, so it's a very complicated situation of just pick your poison. But you have to pick a lineup that works well with what he gets. And I think Timbersaw is just so strong that even if you try and pick something that's good against it, it's still very complicated. I would rather just see them get rid of it. They still ban out the Darkseer first, though, so we'll see if they plan on getting rid of it in second phase, or second ban.
Yeah, and then the potential flex of 9 being able to play it mid as well, depending on the matchups. It can be a real scary prospect. Brood and Io, the bans coming out from Tundra.
Okay, so they get rid of the Enigma here themselves, not wanting to give over the potential for a first pick Enigma for Tundra. But yeah, Wisp being removed kind of signals to me that Tundra, they're worried about some form of Wisp-Lesh combo or like something that can run away with the game. They want to have a nice and slow game, let Skeeter get really big and let the other 4 heroes, play the regular Dota that they usually do. Just 4 heroes kind of fighting and Skeeter farming is very often the recipe to their success. And they didn't ban it. They didn't ban it, Gareth. Now you have 5 heroes to counter it. Last time you didn't. Now you can every single hero that you pick should be a hero that is like, I'm happy to be in a game against you, Timbersaw.
Yeah, so we saw the Monkey King attempted. Batrider has always been this historical kind of counter to Timbersaw through magic damage. And I know Tundra are not afraid to first pick this Timber when they've got the potential to pick up the Sax of Bat as that second pick as well. So it could be a good pick for you and a steal against Tundra. But Talon opting for a Silencer +1.
Get Silence is what I was going to say. I was thinking Skywrath, they go Silencer. That's also good. It's a hero that can lane pretty well against him. If you really hate Timber, you can go for a Skywrath on the +4 as well. I think it's overreacting, though. It's better to have different type of annoyances, because if you get 2 heroes like Sky and Silencer, Lotus Sword becomes all that much more valuable, and you'd rather have like a Spear Breaker or something as well, so you can still and lock him down, do something. And they get Storm. Early pickup of the Storm here. Are we going to see possibility for Tundra to react the way we've seen earlier from other teams here, taking a Squad X approach with a tiny reaction to just gank, because both Silencer and Storm are pretty good targets for a Tiny to jump on.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, do well in the lane, just jump and burst them once you get that Blink Dagger. Definitely got the options for it. Yeah, looking back, most often when they first picked this Timber Saw, it's been like a Bat or a Bloodseeker picked up just to try and shore up some of their other lanes or give you that lane partner to go along with the Timber.
Yeah, Bloodseeker would also be very nice to grab for Tundra themselves, in the sense that it's a hero that does well against Timber. It's actually one of the better heroes to counter him. So it saves you ban in second phase if that's an idea that you have. They're gonna go Doom.
Hang on.
So this is, this is when Tundra are throwing their curveball. Most likely now, this is 9 on Timbersaw and 33 on Doom. However, Saxa has played support Doom. Yeah. Saxa knows how to play that. He definitely enjoys it.
Skitter has played carry Doom as well.
Exactly. So there's flexibility on this Doom and minor flexibility on the Timbersaw as well, making it a little bit less obvious for Talon how they want to play this.
I mean, sometimes drafting against these guys like Tundra, it's like you're blindfolded, spun around, trying to throw darts at a dartboard when you don't know where it is or what's going on. You're like, hang on, I can't aim at a target. Got no idea what's happening.
Yeah, I think the one downside here with putting a mid Timbersaw is that being Timber against Storm, at some point, it's a little bit bad that you can't really damage Storm that easily, and you don't get that much value from your Chakram or your Whirling Death for CSing. A Storm can back out of it quite easily. So I like the reaction by Talon, the heroes they grabbed versus Timber. Now, we'll see how the second ban phase unfolds here.
I mean, there's still the option to go like Undying and stuff here, right? Snaking's hero pool. You can see some of these lane dominators. Still going to remove the Bat Rider, though. With that threat of Doom and Timber both being flexible, you don't want to have Saxa having that guaranteed initiation tool, which he showed off tremendously in that first game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Doom Batrider is a very high kill potential lane as well, especially if you skip Devour a little bit and get some Infernal Blade, get the Blood Grenade, stick a Napalm, Flame Break. Suddenly it's super hard to get away from the Scorched Earth and you just die. So,
and super nice to have like initial catch onto a Silencer. Like if you find him in the fog, make sure the Global isn't there. Batrider just undoes an entire hero.
Yeah, we're going to see Tundra ban out that Bloodseeker since, like I mentioned, can be a really good option against Timbersaw. Can also lane very nicely against Doom. So it gets removed. We'll see what they want to go for here. It makes me feel like this could be a type of game where you get yourself some nice range damage output. You have the Storm on mid, you have a Silencer support, get yourself a Drow carry, and then some off-lane melee stuff to go in and kind of tank the main hate from the enemy. And you could have a really nice team fight.
Who would that melee hero be? Like an Underlord or something?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe you go Mars. I'm not sure.
Something to kick things off. Front line a little bit. Talon's still afraid. I mean, Tundra played support Visage right at the Barley Major, but I think that was Owie playing it when he was standing in for Saxa. But still this ability to put 9 Timber, position 4 Doom for Saxa. Visage could be there for 3-3.
Yep, he definitely enjoys taking it as well on 33, so his Visage, we've seen it time and time again. Many options here. You can't really just all in on the fact that this is going to be an off-lane Doom and just feel fine about that. Whatever hero you pick as a carry should lane well against multiple things. That's why I kind of went towards the Drow, because if you have a double range matchup with Silencer plus Drow or something similar like that, it's very hard to shut it down, no matter what heroes you end up going with here when you have Timber and Doom already picked.
Where's our boy Meepo been today? He was looking pretty hot during the play-ins. Not seeing him really contested at all. Is he now kind of a last pick kind of guy?
Yeah, I think he will be. I mean, later phases he can be picked. Usually, we used to see a lot of Meepo paired up with Silencer. Used to be a really nice combo. You kind of jump someone with Meepo and then silence. Global Silence comes out and Meepo just makes sure you get number advantage early. But that's like years and years ago that was a popular strat. We could see Talon bring that back though, the old toolbox could open it up and find a meeple. But against Timbersaw, all that pure damage, you don't really want to play meeple. You can right-click the Timber pretty hard, but I mean, at some point his armor just gets too severe to deal with.
Too nasty. I do remove the Undying. Now when a Snake King's laning tool's gone. Rubik, tons of spells to steal, having that Arcane Supremacy with Scorched Earth, Timbersaw's entire arsenal. Often feels very good.
Timber Chain feels amazing. I mean, the mobility and the damage of it's definitely nice, but having Chakram, also a great source of damage, so pretty nice Rubik game, and gets themselves a little bit of lockdown as well. A Silencer only provides that silence, really, right? That's the name of the hero. He doesn't actually give you any stun, so now pairing up a little bit, making a gank trio possible. Rubik, Storm, Sizer could definitely be running around. Then you just need someone who can farm, and then a frontliner who can push lanes.
I just had one of those boomer Dota flashbacks, remembering DDC playing Silencer like 7-8 years ago, literally sitting in Fountain against an Enigma, waiting to press R.
Yep, that has been gameplay. Yeah. I mean, sometimes your job is very simple. You have one button. Here, monkey, watch screen. If you see this, press this. Okay.
Follow the algorithm.
Now we've
yeah. So we've seen we've seen Terrorblade used against Leshrac, and the Skadi Rush come out from Parker as that anti-healing kind of deal. Is that something that Talon... Never mind, they cannot
Tundra,
be considering
that. Tundra, just keep going. Smooth transition here, Garrett.
Yeah, so what do you think about this Terrorblade for Tundra Walk?
I agree. Very well read that Terrorblade was going to come out here for Tundra. It's obviously great when Storm has non-stop jump around and TB. I don't know, man. They just want to play TB here. It's pretty good against the Rubik and Silencer. They don't really bother him that much, but it's not that good against Storm, to be honest. All the magic damage, Storm's mobility also makes it hard for TB to lock onto him. But could you stroke my ego a little bit here? Would it have been a good pick for Talon? Like, would it have been a fourth pick for them? It could have been played. It's concerning to me, though. It's too much pure damage from Timber, and then you still have the Doom as well. I think it would be dangerous. Depending on which two heroes we would see from Tundra, maybe you could go for it, but overall, it's a little bit sketch. We saw it work against the whole Lesh IO combo, but Timber is very oppressive early on.
He's a different beast.
Yeah, it's just the laning stage would be tough for Terrorblade, I would think.
Okay, so we're not in the realms of like a block pick there from Tundra. It's something they wanted, not necessarily thinking about what Talon were going for. And it's the Meepo, there we go.
In the toolbox, we bring it out, the Silencer Meepo combo. Meepo does do very well against Terrorblade. Doesn't do as well against the Timbersaw. He's decent against the Doom, and he's pretty good against Lion, honestly. So this is an interesting pickup here, seeing the Meepo added.
Right, I'm on Dota Buff, and I've clicked the Meepo button on Talon's draft page, and I see nothing.
Yes,
0
because
to 0 out of 0.
They've been smurfing, Gareth. They've been practicing in your pubs. You know that Meepo you met, the 23-0 Meepo? Yeah, that was them. All of them.
Let's say it's a 23 Meepo, right? It's going to be a carry with the Storm going mid. Or is it offlane? We've seen offlane.
It can
Meepo,
be
right?
offlane. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was thinking more. I think it could very well be an offlane Meepo against the Terrorblade in lane. You have good armor. You're very tanky. You don't care that much about a Lion stun into Terrorblade meta hitting you. Obviously, it hurts, but that's what you have a +4 for as well to come and help you. A little bit of Fade Bolt, you could be fine. I think that's a +3 Meepo is what I would prefer to see. We'll see if that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about like the archetype of heroes that the players play, Jabs has always been that one that plays Enigma, Nagasar in offlane, some of these, zoo heroes. So he's going to be the one more comfortable with microing stuff than 23, I'd imagine.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think that adds credence to what you're saying. Beastmaster, Underlord, Elder Titan, all being removed as it looks like Talon thinking this is going to be a snaking hero in the last spot. Yes. We probably need our 23 hero in the last pick for Talon now.
Let's see exactly what they want to get rid of. I like the Underlord ban and Beastmaster ban when you have TB in your team, of course. So they think that it's going to be carry Meepo. And maybe that's still the safest way to run it here. Get yourself a real offlaner. That's what Tundra are worried about, at least.
Meepo can be a bit of a vacuum cleaner, right? Soaking up the entire map of farm. Very often plays like the carry from the mid lane, the carry from the off lane. And Storm can be a little greedy as well. It's like adding another actual carry hero could be a touch too much.
Yeah, I think possibly you don't want to go for that. And yeah, at least on his main account, Jabs doesn't have any real Meepo games from what I can see. So very possible that he just doesn't want to be the one playing it. It is the type of hero that you kind of have to be comfortable on. If you're not, then it's very rough. At the same time, though, I don't see that many Meepo games over on 23 either. So
it's going to end up being
He's
a support Meepo.
if it's 23 Meepo, on his main account, he has 16 games with 37% win rates.
Okay.
Last played in 2020.
Oh, that's a while back.
Yeah, and his Dota buff is public, so I mean, he has a day ago played Faces Void and so on showing. So I'm interested about this Meepo. Is this something they've been Smurf practicing, or because
must be
16 games, 37% win rate doesn't really sound like let's do it at the biggest tournament that we are ever gonna play in, outside of TI.
It's definitely one of those heroes that's been on the rise, right? Through Bali Major, the first couple of days of Riyadh. We've seen Ace pull it out plenty of times for Game of Gladiators. Beast Coast EG, they've grabbed it up a couple of times. Okay,
so the last pick Chen there is a good fit. Of course, the Chen Terrorblade, the classic combo. How could we miss that was still there? Banning the ET and the Lich makes sense, but honestly, that's just to protect your Meepo, right? It's just concerns that these heroes destroy Meepo.
Oh,
all right.
So it's going to be Jabs Meepo, hey?
Jabs on the Meepo.
So we're expecting Rod of Atos build as usual?
Yes, this should be the current offlane Meepo with, classic kind of power treads into Rod of Atos, and then you just go fighting, build from there, you get yourself Shard, Aghanims, and off you go. As many team fights as possible. The benefit in this game is that you can't really Doom a target. I think Doom is also one of those things you can save yourself from. They did stop Black Hole and Duel, that he can't Mega Meepo, he can't pull Meepos out of those anymore. And Chrono as well. But Doom, I think you can still save the Meepo who's doomed. Just stack him onto a tower. We good?
Yeah, put him on the totem pole, get him out of there. So I guess 3-3 just going to be looking at this Makoto Storm. He is the target. I doom him only.
Yeah, really. I mean, there's Medusa or Meepo. Those zeros are not targets. He could go for the Rubik even if he wants to give some particular hate. It could always be nice to remove him.
Yeah, so 9 Timbersaw mid against the Makoto Storm mid. 3-3 Doom with a Saxa Lion going to be against a Medusa and Silencer. So double ranged into that. And then Jabs and Q, the Meepo Rubik against Terrorblade and Chen.
Yeah. I mean, I still think the Rubik Meepo is pretty potent there, but obviously probably not going to shut down Terrorblade in the early part. But once Meepo is level 4, that's when everything changes. It always is. Meepo needs his buddies. If he has his buddies, then he's strong. But until then, we should see a slight advantage for the TB Chen lane there. Interesting to see how lanes are going to play out, though. 9 on Timbersaw. Going to have a big role here playing the active playmaker as 33 in his Doom. Pretty much one of the greediest Dooms that I've seen, at least. He kind of pioneered the whole Midas straight into Octarine build in, a year ago or so when it started becoming really popular. He was the one kind of leading the way on that build. So yeah, we're probably gonna see 9 just take the activity.
Yeah, you've touched on a word that I wanted to ask you about, greedy, because we talked about this Meepo maybe being that vacuum cleaner sucking up all the farm on the map. Medusa, very greedy. Storm needs quite a bit of farm. On the opposing side, you said it, there's a Doom, there's a TB. They're going to be farming a hell of a lot. Are both these drafts equally greedy? Does one of them have like a power spike earlier? What kind of timings are we looking at?
Both teams can play it extremely greedy, actually. Both are like triple core that wants to farm quite a bit. But the big timings, I mean, probably the biggest one is going to be the like Storm timing when he gets active and starts joining fights, whether it's him just having his Witchblade, Falcon Blade combo and starts running around from lane to lane just fighting. At the same time, though, it comes down a little bit to the rotations from Chen, honestly. It's not really an item timing, it's more where he wants to put his efforts, where he wants to crack open the map with his creeps, how they're going to position it.
Well, like this from Q already. Early ward down in that southern part of the map. Look out for where the Chen is. I think he blocked one of the camps as well. So he blocks one, sees vision over the other.
Yeah. Grab the Watcher as well while he was down there. Gonna head back out.
I mean, quite often we see this from Doom players. Get some wards down to see what kind of creeps they'll be able to gather for themselves. As we have got double sentry there for snaking, already prepared himself to have to de-ward and get some early vision down.
Yeah, and we see the Tundra players doing the Tundra item builds. They've been doing this for over a year now. It's like 2 years going or something. The branch team, they love their branches. They love upgrading Magic Stick and getting branches as well, as TB has to upgrade Magic Wand with 3 branches. Doom has upgraded Magic Wand with 3 branches, so both with the same build.
Yeah, first it was Tango and Salve sharing, then it was Mango spamming, now it's wands and branches. They're always finding this little leg up in the laning stage just through supreme itemization and efficiency.
Yeah, it's just efficient stats, and getting those Magic Stick charges early really sets you up to outplay your opponent in the lane when you have a big Magic Stick that can maybe surprise the opponent with how hard you are to bring down.
And probably see 9 grab one in a little bit as well after his bottle. Talon already starting out here with Ollie just running towards the Timber Saw. Throw a couple of spells on him. Saxa giving it back. And a bit of wave dragging from Medusa, just trying to keep it in front of the tower without putting them in the aggro range.
Yeah, for now, top lane, a lot of trading. Actually, it pulls 2 creeps. He didn't really mean to do that on Saxa. This is not going to help him too much, as now Medusa has a lot of creeps high up on the lane, more creeps than you have down far, so this is a very awkward spot for Radiant in particular, even though both teams have to kind of juggle the creep aggro here. He gets away from it though. He's going to force the Medusa under tower.
And he does get the D-ward on the large camp. I don't know if Ollie didn't check that the sentry was there for the Lion. He's got a second sentry anyway, so okay. Ollie actually reblocks the camp a second time. There's a lot of expenditure here with the sentry wards being brought out by Snaking, Ollie, Saxa, and really trying to control up these creep camps early on.
Yeah, looking at bottom lane a bit, we see the Meeple versus Terrible matchup here. TB so far doing really great in last hits. He's got 8 and 1, has 3 more creeps to kill. So far only missing a single CS. Well, there's another one. A little bit of cast a curse. Never hurt.
Unlucky. Now, what's the big laning stage timing for Meepo now? Is it level 4?
Yeah, level 4. Level 4 is all you're playing for, really. He's got 1 point in Q, 1 point in E. Yeah, put 1 point in Divided Withstand as level 4, and then just kill up the proof as well.
That's a little unusual, right? Quite often we see these lanes really pivot from level 2.
Yeah. Meepo has a slower power spike than most heroes, but his power spike is around his ulti, which he gets early. But his spells aren't that impressive before he has ulti. Again, fights for the D-wards here on this big camp. Blocked up by Oli, but again D-warded by Saxa as he centered it up.
A small camp pull. Couple of creeps coming back into the lane. So 23 should be able to hold this in front of his tier 1 for a little bit. 3, 3, 9, and 1. What kind of skill build is he going for? Like, going for aggression or going for greed?
Oh, he's going Scorched Earth. You can't really go for too much aggression against Medusa with Infernal Blade because she has mana instead of HP, right? So the E isn't that strong. Bottom lane we see now Q actually might go down here.
Penitence, the Centaur Courser, chasing forward, and first blood for Snaking.
Nice little Courser, just getting some auto attacks and underestimating the Penitence. Dangerous thing to do. 5-second duration slow. Long duration, and of course having that 20 bonus attack speed. It's very nice, like giving a little bit of power treads to your Centaur Courser.
And Skitter got some good damage on jabs as well. Metamorphosis and that reflection forces the Meepo to salve already. Skitter just continues free farming as Tundra having a pretty spectacular early laning stage. TB doing very well. Timber against that Storm in the mid lane looks reasonably even for now. Nice, hit that point where he's untouchable.
Yeah, this is really looking better than expected for the Chen and the TB. I mean, the lane is very strong, but right now the Meeple Rubik, they're not getting anything done. Q looking for a D ward, but doesn't find it as it goes in. In fact, gonna end up only pulling half the creep wave.
And it's so rough trying to move around this lane. Chen, he can play the lane, he can play the jungle, comes out with some creeps, grabs a mud golem for now.
This is also a ton of solo experience for the TB, who's already up to level 4. Well ahead of the Meepo, who's still working on it, halfway to level 4.
He really needs to hit that timing. It's pretty far up the lane here, but again, just no real threat to him.
Yeah,
Snaking's back in lane.
He's feeling safe. That's the downside. I mean, TB doesn't threaten the Meepo too much, but I also feel like the Meepo, you know, can't fight for CS that much because of the illusions here. He's just getting out CS'd, and Rubik is falling back to stack Ancients now. He can't really have positive impact on the lane. So this lane did not work out the way that Talon wanted right now. It's definitely Tundra just running the show on bottom.
Snaking. He's coming up top. Double Mud Golem through the Twin Gate. 23 sat about half mana there. 2-1 charges, Ring of Bassi. If they can get on top of this Zeus, so 23 absolutely could die. Sax is a little deep though. Blood Grenade. Arcane Curse, and the last words on him. Tries to pop a bit of heal, but in from the back. The Mud Golems are coming. Ollie, Penitence on him. Shard Golems now arriving with even more pebbles and rocks to throw at the Silencer. A little difficult to chase him down with a hero, though, as Snaking is getting battled by the Rubik and the Medusa. Snaking's dead, and a double kill for 23.
Wow, that's not what you expect to happen in the laning stage. Medusa getting a double kill, and meanwhile, 33 was nowhere close to this. The creep wave is just really far back, so he didn't want any part in this, and turned out to a really awkward fight, and Rubik finding a way to be useful in the early game. Not helping his Meepo necessarily, but instead coming up here top, gonna get a kill, and that will put him towards his urn that he's actually buying. So they want the Spirit Vessel against Timber this game.
I mean, 3-3 just cycling through the trolls he's eating. Grabs one for healing, grabs one for Mana Aura. He's got his Vanguard ready, so sitting pretty in that top lane. While 9 in the mid, gonna get defended by Sax's Lion, making sure that Ollie and Q can't get right on top of him. Even Meepo coming across for a bit of a party here with one of his clones.
Yeah, he can always run around with one Meepo and then farm with the other. Is a nice thing for Meepo rotations at least. Storm has a regen rune. TP's bottom.
Skitter feels this coming. The aggression from Jazz there a little too much.
He didn't sip. He let the regen time out. The hell, man? That's illegal. Regen runes on Storm are never meant to time out naturally. You keep zipping.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, he had a good 5 more seconds on it or something. Could have jumped a little bit.
Oh, farm out a little wolf camp. Still sticking around bottom, but it looks like Tundra have the perfect read on this. They are nowhere to be seen, hiding back in the fog. Saxa's going to grab Wisdom Rune after stacking some Ancients. Oh yeah, look at that. Juicy gold ready for 9 to come and take.
Both teams have stacked up Ancients, but it's Radiant with bigger stacks right now. Definitely got a lot of money available. I think you go and take that with Timber here. 9, just go and get rich, man. Bottom lane, though. They're thinking about not giving it up. I think you should give it up, but if TB wants to defend, they can always try. I don't think they're doing it, though.
Snaking says, nah. I'm going to go top, Twin Gate with my creeps. We can put some pressure on their tier 1. Just let them have this. It's a freebie.
Yeah. Top tower, not being pressured by 33, but he's pulling the creeps into the jungle, farming small camp and the creep wave at the same time, so he's just really rushing towards that Midas. Gonna get it as soon as possible.
What's his courier doing, though?
It's an agent. It's delivering an item. Special package for Doom.
They're standing there, waiting for Doom to come across. Courier got told to sit, and it is very obedient.
Maybe he was baiting with it, you know? Get someone to go on it, doom them.
Come and snap my courier, I dare you. Well, they trade out tier 1 for tier 1. Saxa's eyeing up 23 under this Radiant Observer ward.
Okay, that actually gives away that he was next to an enemy creep. Or enemy hero. The fact that the tornado was cast. Yeah. It's only cast when there's an enemy nearby, so 23. Aware.
Oh, he's got to be. He's zipping onto 9. Arcane Curse on him. They do cancel the Timber Chain jump, so a good move there as Saxa. He's backing up 9's Timber, but the damage will take him down in the end.
That was clean by Mikoto. They didn't actually have high ground vision, so it's a little bit hard there to cast the Electric Vortex perfectly, but he waited for Timber Chain, didn't get fecked out or anything, and just pulled him back. 9 gets punished for being a little bit too far out of position. Speaking of that...
Yeah, Snaking. Trying to be oppressive here, right? Stealing jungle away from the opponent, looking to take over that top part of the map, give 3-3 a bit of free space. Dies and forces a rotation from Talon, but that's a good kill nonetheless.
Yeah, it's very nice for them. They get the Bounty Rune as well, both top and bottom at the same time, so things are looking pretty good here. 4 kills for them. They did remove bottom tower. Map is, you know, evenly balanced in towers taken, but I think they're more active now in looking for kills. At the same time, though, we see Tundra just farming. That Midas coming in on Doom soon. He's got 4 levels in Devour, no point Doom yet, and TB is just hitting creeps with a Midas as well. This is all over greed, man.
Greedy. And 3-3 gonna get punished. Meepo's come in with the help of the Storm, trapping him in the nets. All caught up with the roots and jabs with Q, the stolen Chakram. That's what secures the kill in the end.
Nice pick off. See if they're gonna try and do something more with it, or if they're just gonna back out. Probably just gonna try and play it safe here, get back to farming.
I mean, this is one of those games where we're going to look at the map and we'll see no neutral camp dots on the map at some point, right? Do some Meepo Storm, we're going to farm everything.
I don't believe it. I've never seen it. The map always has some annoying, pesky little dot somewhere. Something you can't reach. If it's not a creep, then it's a Tormentor. And that counts too, Gareth. If the Tormentor is not taken, I'm not satisfied. Everything needs to be dead.
Okay.
Roche, Tormentor, and all the creep camps.
I believe in both of these teams' abilities to kill everything on the map.
We need to
get obliterate it.
Need to get that TB Manta style, Meepo Manta style, Medusa Manta style, and then just send them all over the place.
Nah, just salt the earth and kill everything.
Sentry everything.
Sentry, yeah. Well, that's the way to do it. Right now, Talon on the aggressive though, going into tier 1 mid. They're not sitting back and farming. They're trying to push the issue. This is quite early on as well. Like 11 minutes in, your Medusa's joining in fights.
Yeah, Medusa is, well, she's joining in to open the map more. They need to get more farming grounds. This is not sufficient. They need to have bigger maps. So this is very much in her own self-interest here to get access behind this tower. You know, open up the enemy jungle a little bit more.
See, at least Jabs knows what's up. He's got one Meepo out farming some jungle camps. TB's farming that southern part. They're starting. They're working on it. No defense of this tier 1 mid at all from Tundra though. Very content to clear out the stacks for 9, so he ramps up his farm. And Tundra still looking pretty good in the net worth department, but Snakein's going to get blocked in by his own wolf, caught in the Chakram, which is still held by the Rubik. 9 thinking about turning around and playing here with a mana drain out of Saxa. 23 losing a lot of his effective HP, but they've got the global, and that stolen Chakram just doing so much work from Q.
Yeah, and the silences and the disables, really well done. The way they're, you know, stopping this Timber Chain out. Looks like 9 just cannot escape, and Timbersaw really not having effectiveness here. So did a good job with the 5 heroes that they picked in terms of just being able to control him in the fights. Both the Rubik and Silencer having big impact, but also a Storm and the constant roots as well from Meepo.
Midas, 10 seconds.
33.
Still on cooldown.
Just farming.
Gonna get zipped on. Koto, long go, runs out of mana, Doom thrown on the Storm. 3-3, still surrounded here. Q and Ollie with a stolen Doom. Oh, wow. This really is a fun game for Q, isn't it? Chakram and Doom and Timber Chain and Lion Spells.
That was an angry Doom usage by Q there, just making sure this guy is not getting away. I think they would have gone him anyway, but...
You doomed my Storm, I doom you.
Oh my god, look at the amount of gold they got for killing Doom. 33,345 gold? That's a lot of money, Gareth. I know he's fun, but damn.
You had me for a second there. 33 what?
It's the comeback mechanic. The rubber band is back.
It's more than the net worth of an entire team. All talent. Gonna platform in this Radiant Ancient spot. And 3-3. I mean, he's respawned and come back up top to continue farming, but look at who's ready and waiting for him. Fade Bolt, Vortex, drag him back into the damage, trying to Scorched Earth and run away. Akurto, a little bit more mana to play with here. With one short zip, they'll find a secure kill, but Saxa wanting to turn this around. Spike and Hex, reflection from Skitter. Oh, the Finger of Death and the final touches. That's going to get a stack up as well.
Got it in time within the 3 seconds there. Gets the kill. Very nice. You gotta get that scaling. You know, if you get, you know, Aghanim Scepter on Lion here, you can get some big damage. Big damage, but don't think we're gonna have time for that though. He's probably just gonna try and get his blink. Play the utility. How close is TB not to Manta? Ultimate Orb, 400 gold away.
I mean, how much value is the shard on Lion? Like after his blink?
Pretty good here.
Buy it, or just wait for... Oh, TB. Silenced up. No chance to Sunder. Magic Burst damage is there.
Oh, and they're behind Meepo coming in.
Oh, you're right. They've been snared up, snaking. Hand of Midas on cooldown for TB for 30 seconds. I mean, you just buy back. Go and use it.
Yeah, I mean, This Midas, I'm telling you, man, I'm not on board with Midas Terrorblade. I think it's trash, Gareth. I'm gonna say it like this. Anyone who buys Midas and Terrorblade, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Why not get the Manta style? He died. You know why he died? Because he was out of position, farming a dangerous area. You know what could have farmed that dangerous area? More illusions. Make more illusions, man. I don't get it. Teams.
I don't know.
Teams are getting ultra greedy on Terrorblade, who's already a greedy hero. You need to get some stats, man.
I mean, what, we've seen 3-4 games with TB Midas and they've lost them all?
Yeah. Ramses played it and lost, right? And,
Heritage. I think there was one more, but I can't remember.
Yeah, Kiritic. Well, I know that Jim Park didn't do it. He was a man of honor.
Yes, the Scardy Russia. Well, 3-3 has said, I don't want to be top anymore. 9, please.
Snaking is in danger here. He's gonna go down.
Oh, he sure is. Just relentless from talent. They see a hero, they kill a hero. You show on this map and they just bring the numbers.
Ooh, look at that stolen int on Silencer already at 15 minutes. 20 stolen int. That is quite an impressive number, actually, for a game like this.
Oh, God, he's 2-0-9. I guess it all kicked off with that double kill top, right? Getting Medusa a double kill and being nearby.
Yeah, got going. Actually, this is a game where, as a support Silencer, you can try to just get Hurricane Pike and some Wraith Bands. That's it. He's going for 4-staff now. I actually think he could make that transition, and it's really good against Timber.
Roleplayer's Enchantress.
Yeah, basically. Oh, Oli in danger.
Well, he's got raindrops to give a bit of protection, but the Finger of Death from Saxa just bursts through the remaining HP he had. Talon trying for a response. 9 bodyguarding, but 23. He's going to join in, and it's not just 5 heroes from Talon, there's 8 of them. Jabs has brought a whole family to come in and help out, even getting the courier snipe as well.
The courier goes down as well. I think Tundra, right now, they just don't have anything going for them. They're just trying to farm, and anywhere they don't go, they can be punished. Oh, they're chasing now with Rod of Atos Meeple.
Yeah, there's the catch, the poof's in. And the global silence, make sure there's no Sunder. He's trying to just physically right-click through the Meepo, the Fade Ball, the bit of control. The Sunder does come into play, and there we go with the Hand of God. They turn around and kill off Jabs. Tundra finally having some answer to this aggression.
Yeah, that was a really important turnaround. And this, they could use the meta to go immediately into Roche, get themselves Aegis to protect them from all these pickoffs. But Talon are coming over. They lost Meepo, but he'll be up in time as well. This is a dangerous Roche. They are committing for it.
Yeah,
they have that penitence. Did he use it? Yeah, there it is.
Pop the Lincolns. Use the penitence.
This is way too late, though.
Coming in, and Ags on Meepo. He's respawning in 10 seconds. 23, straight into the pit with a Stone Gaze. Makoto zips in and out. Focusing Lion, hexed up for now. 23 is doomed. The Medusa trying to get back up to this little high ground of the Twin Gate. At the very least, they've delayed the Roshan take as Makoto snipes out Sastra in the back. 9 front lining for now, and this Doom is about to wear off. Medusa can still keep slithering forward, doing a bit of chip damage here and there. And 9, he's looking for this kill on Makoto, but he's being kited, controlled. And there's the damage. The high five, not going to come from the opponent. Maybe his teammate will give it to him. But Talon with another resounding victory. Oh, look at him. What a handsome devil.
That was a really nice play, just going in with the Medusa there, charging in, knowing that they can't really commit on her. That's not going to work for them. They did expend a Doom after she used ulti. I think that's one of the worst targets that you can ever Doom, because that only stops her using Manta Style and Mystic Snake and possibly Magic Stick. That's not really big value, man. So Doom being committed, Storm had a free reign. He just jumped in, jumped deeper, and kept going for kills. And yeah, just a little bit greedy with the not only itemization, but also going for that Roche. You know, it looked like they could transition into it, but ultimately, the death timer on Meepo was pretty low. He got back to the fight really fast, too.
Yeah, he's pretty bloody farmed as well, this Jabs boy.
It's away!
Not caught out.
Yeah, Finger Death was ready there, but they didn't really have the damage to bring him down. A little bit too low.
And they're just falling back. Tundra can't really get a grasp on this map. 23 stealing their ancient stacks. 9 is going to wander up to high ground and meet the full force of Talon.
He can't leave.
No, you just can't. You're stuck in the mud. Jabs, gotta take the kill. How you doing?
Jabs is feeling himself now. Very nice rotations overall. Jabs didn't have the best laning stage, but just running at people, kind of finding them, setting up, and waiting for either Storm or Medusa in this case coming in, and his supports as well. They just bring down people. It's not about solo killing this Meepo. It's all about just setting up, making sure a team has good fights, good vision.
Oh, big steal from Rubik. He's got Devour.
Oh, yes.
How do you play into this? Rubik with Devour. It's Meepo with a Jabanim Scepter. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Rubik, Spirit Vessel, and Ether Lens. And tons of big items here for Talon to play with. And Medusa still up at the top of that net worth. Feeling pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, Medusa even hitting high ground here. Probably should be a little bit careful going too far, but really testing the greed level of Tundra here. See if she can just farm.
Makoto, covered by the global. Q, what's he going to steal now? As the Earth Spike's there from Saxa to try and slow down jabs. This Meepo will not stop going, though. And snares him up, catches out the lion. Into the totem pole. Mega Meepo! He's here. Waddling back, though. A little escape from jabs for now, just to reset the fight and think about how they re-enter onto 9's Timber. They'll zip in. Spirit Vessel's ready. They've got the catch with the Vortex. 9. A Hand of God buys them a little bit of time, but they're just being chased down relentlessly. 23 with the Stone Gaze, and the ensnares are landing. Another net and root onto the TB with a stolen Hex like you called out. This Skitter Terrorblade has to sunder back onto jabs. He's the one with the Aegis, though. Even if he dies here, not a big deal for Talon to lose him the one time. And jabs are going to jump straight back in with the additional army. We'll find Skitter in the back. The ensnares, no, he's saved with the Pavis there, and Sax's defense of that tier 2. They get Skitter out of danger, kill the Aegis. Talon
still going in. He has Blink. He's chasing the Timber. Wants to catch him.
Come back. Get over here. Good stun from Saxa. Catches out the Storm. Maybe 9 with a blood grenade from Saxa. They'll try and kill the Storm, but he's alive. Talon just do not lose anybody.
Yeah, they lose absolutely nothing. That was also the fight with Meta, and they're still chasing here. Blink from Meepo, chasing up. He knows Saxa wants to portal out. He doesn't have time, though. He keeps running. All he can do is try and buy space and time here for his team, as he knows the inevitable is coming.
Eventually dies.
Yeah, even a little bit of Delta split towards the end there, trying to avoid getting all his Meepos impaled.
Limit the end of game damage numbers for Saxa.
Yeah, and now Meepo goes top. He doesn't want to give any space for this Radiant team. It's just high-tempo Meepo gameplay.
Yeah, no breathing room whatsoever. He is everywhere on the map. Skitter, no Sunder on him. Does get back to tier 3, but Jab has found a simpler target to kill. The Chen is gone. And Tormentor is up as well.
Easy Tormentor here. Meepo is a fantastic hero to take Tormentor with as well, since he soaks so much of the damage on his clones. Don't really take any damage.
Who's getting a shard from this? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah. The scaling.
Yeah.
Get that Glimmer Cave out of your quick buy.
Yeah, 25 minutes is coming up. Get some Wraith Bands, man. Start putting points in that W. Honestly, though, this shard is really nice for a Silencer, because now he can silence on his auto attacks. So he can add even more silences into that Timber Saw to mess with him. And it's really bothering him, because he doesn't have magic immunity yet. He doesn't have... or debuff immunity, sorry, as it's called now. He doesn't have a BKB, he doesn't have Lotus Orb, he doesn't have a way to deal with getting silenced. He just has to endure it. He has some status resistance, but that's only 12%.
Yes, it's been a much calmer game for this Timbersaw in terms of what we've seen previously popping off. Zip in from Mikoto again with his global silence, making sure that the Doom and the Chain cannot defend. I'll come in with a quick snipe. Utilize that global silence ulti, and now Meepo, the second wave of aggression. He gets doomed up on one of them, but 3-3 he's out on an island here. Nobody from Tundra wants to come and fight this. They've dropped both supports. 3-3, I don't know, he's just standing on a cliff, hoping that he's going to fall off to some safe straw matting underneath, but...
Guess he chooses where his corpse is going to fall, Gareth. That's about it. Didn't really have authority over anything else. Oh, the mighty have fallen, man. Ruling in hell, too. Yeah, nothing at all.
Wow, Meepo's on the Timbersaw. Whirling Death with a stolen Doom. Yeah, and a stolen
too, why not?
Chakram. Alright, Q, calm down, buddy.
Q is styling on them this game as well. This game is just completely Talon all over. Like, look at their stats right now. No death on Storms. Zero deaths, 7 kills, 10 assists. And Medusa didn't die a single time. Both their +1, +2 having a perfect game going. Rubik 7, 2, and 14. Silencer. I mean, all of them are just absolutely owning, because I ultimately don't feel like Tundra are doing anything. They went for this Midas on the off lane, Midas on the safe lane, and then also playing a Timber mid, which is not really the playmaker type hero that you expect it to be. It's not like he can non-stop go and fight. And now they get the bottom Tormentor. Miko Solons it, so that's going to be shard over on Rubik as well. And he almost has Aghanims. Jesus Christ, he's farmed.
He's massive.
Oh my god, I didn't check his items until now, but look at his gold, dude. He's 1,000 behind the Doom, who went Midas Octarine. What?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's involved in... He's 90% of the kills, right? Well, you said he's 21 involvement out of 24. Nutty.
Absolutely amazing gameplay for him right now, and he is gonna be a big threat this game. Once he gets the Aghanims, having shard already as well, feels so good. Mikoto found 9.
Hello. What are you up to? 9? Farming Ancients, eh? A lot of magic damage coming his way, and look, 23. I mean, he's just joining all these fights. The Medusa is battle ready. Q to get another kill.
I think this is a great reaction to Timbersaw. Rubik and Storm, and then Silencer as well. Like, all of them, the 3 of them, coming back to that, mentioned it before, but they have ways to catch people. Bottom, speaking of catching, 33.
Meepo! Right on the Doom.
Yeah, why don't you Doom? You know, Rubik will be happy to take Doom again, but...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Saksa, he left base.
Oh no, is he in trouble? Oh god.
Top tower is under attack.
Oh, that's a little awkward.
Just walk down.
I love Meepo's voice lines though. His voice acting is like S tier for me.
For crying out loud.
They're on the high ground. Glyph. Utilised here by Tundra just to try and hold them back. Who's out? Is that snaking? Farming? Up near the mines?
Yeah, Snaking, he recruited a few people to join their cause, but I think they need more than 4 creeps to turn this game around.
Mikoto running a little low on resources here. Skitter and 9 trying to rebuff the aggression. 23 Savage there with a Stone Gauge. Just going to reset. Not going to finish off the barracks just yet.
Yeah, meta immediately pops Stone Gaze, reset. Even though the barracks is really low, they don't want to fight into meta if they can avoid it. And this is very tough now.
Smoke up, chase out. Find a Strangler. Medusa attempting a TP. A little risky here, but Talon, they get out.
They didn't have Lion close enough. Lion doesn't have a blink or anything. He doesn't even have Tranquils, actually. He has Windblaze, but that's it. Pavis, not able to catch that.
Yeah, Lincoln's on the Medusa helping too.
It's tough as well, because he's the only hero that, you know, you want to send forward to try and catch like that. I guess you have your Doom, but he doesn't have Blink yet either. 27 minutes.
Oh, Q, finger of death. There we go. Wicked 6 streak removed. A lot of money. 822 plus 594
that's a
for a
support.
Rubik?
1,400, more than 1,400 gold for a Rubik minute 27.
And Chen got it like
Chen got it,
800 gold.
Oh, he's buying a drums for it, you know, but probably not the hero you want to get the big payout on here. That's 4 Midas uses right there that he got paid out.
Massive.
5 even. With the nerfed Midas.
Just hits the jackpot on the slot machine. And 20 seconds to go for the next Roshan. Both teams going to start thinking and prepping about it. You know,
no, I see a cheeky play. I see a cheeky play. The Ogre Magi. He's coming to kill it. No, he didn't Frost Shield. He could have killed the Wisdom Rune, but he didn't Frost Shield before he walked through the tier 2 tower. He's going to try and deny the Wisdom Rune.
On the right-hand side?
Yeah, well, the creep died. He died to a tier 2 tower because he walked on the tier 2 tower without shield. Unlucky.
Oh well. Gave it a shot.
Top. Looks like the place where both teams want to congregate for a fight now.
Yeah, 1.5 minutes till daytime. Roshan could viably be up right here, right now. It's always interesting to see, you know, how you prep for this. Like, do you set up for top and hope he's ready? Do you get ready to go down to bottom, wait on the twin gates?
Yeah.
Tundra say none of this. We're going mid.
Well, Talon are going to start Roche very soon. Tundra, they just rushed down to try and catch the Meepo, but Meepo pushed 1 creep wave, went jungle, and now he's pooping away. And now they start Roche. This is very, very clean reaction by them.
Yeah, they should have it pretty easily before the time shifts.
Courier dies on the secret shop. This is why I feel using the hotkey on the courier to send courier to secret shop is something I'm never gonna do. I'm always sending it manually because I click for it to hide in the trees. But if you send it with the hotkey, then it just AFKs over the shopkeeper, and then your courier dies.
Yeah.
You can save a courier today, chat. Save it today. Don't do this.
Manual selection. Oh
Cannot
my
save a
God.
Timber today, though. I think he's going to be going down here.
Yeah, even with that Lotus Orb, not offering him enough protection. Skitter sends an illusion forward to watch his friend die.
Cheese over on the Storm, Aegis over on the Meepo. Both of them feeling so strong. And now Meepo heading over to buy his Hex because his courier died. But over there is a little trail of creeps. Could it lead to him? Chen? He's going to go on the creeps.
That's some free money. It's always nasty for Chen to try and rebuild the army. There is that Scythe of Ice. So top lane pushing a little bit towards Tundra's side. Mid being cleared out by the Rubik. And bottom lane inhabited by the rest of Talon.
I'm watching Chen. Snaking is like staring at an ancient camp. He has a shard in his quick buy, so he wants to be able to persuade the ancient creeps. But if he can't do it, he's gonna beat them down. So he's just gonna start farming here. The only place on the map he can be.
Surely killing off the dragons.
It's better than nothing. Right now, I don't think Tundra can make a move. They're just respecting Aegis, so sitting back, hiding in base. But this gives so much time for Talon to just enjoy full map control.
Yeah, I mean, TB with his hand to Midas, he's been keeping tabs on this top net worth spot. 20,000 for Skitter. The rest of his team very far behind this Doom and Timbersaw, miles away from him. But potentially, with a high ground hold, Metamorphosis with a bunch of illusions, if Talon go a little too deep, fountain diving and fishing with his Storm and the Meepo, there could be a chance for Tundra.
It could happen, but I mean,
it's a 2% chance.
The Terrorblade has some farm. The problem is, Manta
Nice
dodge.
Manta dodge. And now the Storm zips in with the global silence over. Lion gonna get away from danger as Mikoto forced to BKB and now run away with his limited mana pool.
Kiting meta. They're just running away. They know meta is now used, and this is a terrible spot to be in. I was having a conversation with someone about this recently, how the meta when you're behind. I was actually talking to Sing and Excalibur again earlier today. If you are behind as TB, you force this meta, it feels so awful because the enemy can just disengage. So they're smoking out now, this desperation. They want to get something done immediately, but Roche is already taken. You can't go for the tier 2 towers that easily. And look at Talon, all just moving together. Not gonna lose anyone to this smoke gang.
And just clumped up, poofing around.
This is just the timing as well. Like, the moment this meta is over, now it's gone, they're gonna go back to bottom lane and push. And without TB having meta, like you said, the others are far behind in net worth. I haven't actually seen a Timbersaw have like this hard of a game in this entire patch.
No.
He's 0, 9, and 1 on 9. I actually can't remember last time I saw him this shut down as well. He's got absolutely nothing this game.
Oh, it's like you said, counterpicked, itemized
no,
against. This Timbersaw has been completely shut down, and oh yeah, hello, Jabs, just going wild solo. He just stuck completely. Lotus Orb with the Timber Chain, trying to get a little bit of room, but the Storm Spirit will close that gap. Meanwhile, pushing high ground down bottom, 23. He's there.
Well, they did see that there are 2 heroes top at least, so, you can try to do something bottom, but you're not killing that Medusa with Rubik behind to toss her back to safety. Global Silence back off cooldown again as well. And now the push is coming in. 40 seconds on that meta.
Lincoln's Manta jumping from Jabs. They see the Lion using this Global Silence to try and pick somebody off. The Storm zips in, looking at snaking, but Makoto again with his BKB and the runaway. They want to focus buildings instead, just try and claim these objectives. While that Metamorphosis is still down and Timbersaw is dead for 10. Maybe now with a stun back on the line and the Chakram on him, but Saxa seems reasonably healthy still.
He tried to toss him back, but the stun actually stopped it.
Nets being chucked around everywhere, just Jabs having a punt in it. Mega
Meepo and then blink out.
Look at that. The Meepo's flying around.
Looks so funny, the little swimming animation. He's got a tall tower now as well in this Meepo. Damn, he's stacked.
That's as simple as that.
Get to level 25, make the tower even taller.
It just feels like Talon are in no rush whatsoever.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want.
And meanwhile, a smoke again coming out here. This could be the move though. Tundra, finding Illusion Rune, they want to take it, but just gonna grab it on Timber for Dispel.
Skitter, this is your moment. Hand Midas off cooldown.
Very safe positioning here. Talon reading it excellently. Nobody's pushing on side lanes, just backing out. They know what's happening. They saw the rune get taken.
Just hold position. Hold the staircase. Wait to see if someone comes.
This is good. Good discipline. They're going to smoke up now. They kind of wanted to take Tormentor there, but they're going to go for a smoke move instead. More important, get kills on the enemy.
Next, 9 has showed mid. That gives the opening. Lotus Orb. Preemptive there from 9. Will drag back the Storm with a Vortex and a stun from the Rubik. Getting a bit of chain stun on the Storm, but in the end, Jabs will arrive with a Roots and snares. 9 dead for just under a minute. I can see the pings from Q saying next, go another one, ping the Chen, ping bottom lane, go, another target, let's have it.
He's feeling so strong with these spells. Chakram and Impale is like crazy strong power spike.
Well, they do up one of the Meepos, yeah, I mean, 3-3's jumped in aggressively on this. The rest of Talon have surrounded him though. Doom caught in the Chakram, gets back to high ground, but lifted right back into the waiting arms of 23. In the end, he'll fall with no buyback available. Tundra down 2 heroes, and yeah, there we go with the chat wheel lines.
Yeah, this is all but over already. I don't know what they can do. They used meta as well. Half duration down on this Metamorphosis.
Another zip. Mikoto's in. AoE Vortex. The Jabs in 23. Overlaying the damage. Oh my god, it's just not a chance for Tundra to stand in their own base.
They just got way too greedy this game. I think maybe they saw this lineup of Storm and thought like, okay, you're playing Storm, you're playing Meepo. You know, it looks greedy. It looks greedy with the. Let's just go triple or double Midas and then Timber as well, and we try and farm here. But I don't know, man. They didn't have anything that they were attempting to initiate. The no blink Doom just going for full farm mode, like 33 prefers to do, and then 9 not having a great matchup in lane, getting, you know, the Timber versus Storm is not fantastic, not terrible, but he got shut down way too hard by his support moves. This Rubik, the Silencer, and Storm, they just had his number.
It was like Talon had no agency this game. They had no control over their own actions. They can try a little bit of movement here and there, but it's just Talon having this death ball into solo pick-off. They had every element that they needed to control the entire map and push objectives. I love that highlight, the hover over the hand of Midas in that clip.
I'm gonna check, man. Yeah, we see replay of the Roche fight. This Doom on Medusa. Suddenly not really doing too much. She just backs out like, okay, walk back in again. Nobody really cared about her anyway. She could probably have just stayed in auto attack, to be honest. But yeah, overall, this game was completely Talon's from start to finish. It looked like a completely different matchup than Game 1, where we saw Tundra just look way stronger as a team. Yeah,
and now, you know, thinking forward from this series into the group stage and main event, this is something where Talon have showed, you know, offlane Meepo, they can pick it up for Jabs. Potentially, if they've done it before, you know, my data might not be fully correct, but this is something that other teams have now got to start looking at and adding to the ban repertoire against Talon.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I'm gonna have to go in deep into the files here, Gareth, and have a little look at how many Midas Terrorblades have been successful at the Riyadh Masters, because I don't know, man. I think that this build, it just asks for the opponent to take control of the game. It's way too slow. And I'm glad to see that Talon, they played very active Dota. They had really great moves. And overall, they just completely stopped Tundra in their tracks. The Chen could never get going to facilitate push on any lane because everybody just kept getting picked off. And the Meepo worked out fantastic for them here.
Yeah, that rounds it up. I mean, Talon looking like they're pretty damn solid, swinging back into Tundra. And of course, this rounds out the day of group stage here. We've got some highlights, though. Play of the day, as we can take a quick peek at some beautiful action coming in here. Team Liquid against Aster. We're going to see what happened.
Okay, so they Ravage. TA gets bursted. Easy bring down.
Sumail Snapfire shredding into people. And Snap and Medusa, just this damage spilling out everywhere. Oh, nice little cookie. The gobble up of the illusion. Yeah, Timber saw. Oh my god, look at that.
Yeah, that damage. That was a very clean team fight, actually. The way they fought that, absolutely no way you could fight it. The Aghanim Scepter on the Snapfire there, too. Very interesting.
Oh, now the Colonel's Choice, presented by KFC, of course. Celery. Damn. Oh, this is the moment.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Blades of Attack.
Oh, god. Mm-hmm. Oh, that is a high risk, medium reward play right there. Yeah. Low to medium low.
And then the save of the day presented by our favorite, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib.
the save of the day bashing the Pango out of the black hole? The 17%? That's a meme save of the day, production. That is a meme save of the day.
10 out of 10. A good choice. A good choice. But yeah, that rounds out our day of play here at the Riyadh Masters group stage. Plenty to go. Plenty more days to play through. I think it's like well over a week of gameplay still. But yeah, from Wagga and I, that's good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.